Game 5 against the Wareham Gatemen tonight, and the final outing against them in the regular series. Welcome into Pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Lyle, Alenstein. The Braves will take on the Gatemen tonight, home from Bourne Park. We need to see some offense tonight, Lyle. Only 4 hits last night.
Yeah, a tough offensive performance yesterday against the Booster Whitecaps. Just 4 hits, and it was 2 each from Gavin Kelly and Cal Stefsic. You know, the lone runs just came off that 2-run shot from Gavin Kelly in the second inning. Good opportunity to get the bats going again, you know, throughout the entirety of the lineup, not just 2 guys. You look at last time they faced the Wareham Gatemen, they put up 9 runs, 8 of them in the first inning. Everyone was contributing. They want to get it going again just like that today.
Well, we're 3-1 against the Gatemen in the season. Recap some of the games that we've had against them for us.
Yeah, it's been quite the stretch. You look, just under a month ago, it was at Bourne Park at that game that had that weather. You know, Bourne trailed 5-4, then, you know, thunderstorms ended this one early. It ended up getting the 4-3 win because they didn't get another chance to hit. Next day, 4th of July, thought there was, might not even happen, that power issue at Spillane Fields, but ended up getting it done. And then they left that series 2-0, 2 straight wins, and then 2 straight Fridays again back at Spillane Field. Dropped that 3rd one, but, you know, as I just mentioned, that most recent game right before the All-Star break, 9-8 win. 3-1, team that they've had some success with despite them being first in the division. But, you know, they're in second right behind them. Gatemen already clinched the playoffs. Bourne right now in a favorable spot, magic numbers 2, and they hope to get one of those tonight.
Well, first pitch will be at 6 p.m. here from Bourne Park. Continuing with pregame coverage, I'm now joined by Gotkin and Devon Jarvis. Devon, an important game for us tonight. We're playing our division leaders.
Yeah, really important. Wareham right now first in the West Division, 4 points ahead of the Bourne Braves in second, but they've also been the best or second best team in the Cape Cod Baseball League for the last 2 weeks. Certainly the best team in the West, so Bourne have a really tough challenge today and a really, really hot Wareham team.
Well, Devon mentioned it a little bit, but important game for us. We need to win this one.
Yeah, throughout the entire season, you look forward to games like tonight, last week, and a battle between the top 2 teams in the division. For Bourne, if they want to win the West Division, they really have to win tonight. Because after today, there's going to be just 4 games to go. With a win, Bourne would be just 1 game back. With a loss, they'd be 3 games back. So, you know, do the math there in your head. They really need a victory today to win the West Division. Also, we're keeping an eye on potentially clinching the playoffs. With a Bourne win tonight and a Falmouth loss, the Braves would find themselves in the playoffs once again. They've only missed the playoffs once in the past 15 years, so we're used to seeing them there. We should see them there no matter what, but a chance to make it official tonight.
Well, let's get into it a little bit. Talk to me about our pitching matchup.
Folger Boaz on the mound for the Bourne Braves. He's been solid, having one of his better starts recently, but it's the other side in Wareham's starter that's really going to be the game decider. Caden McDonald on the mound has been maybe the best pitcher in the entire Cape League over his last 2 starts. 10 total innings pitched, only 1 allowed hit, and no earned runs. He's been just spectacular those 2 starts coming against Orleans and Brewster. Bourne today have a really good offense, top of the league in batting average, but they're going to need to show out today against a really tough pitcher in Caden McDonald. We've seen Caden McDonald as a 2A as a bat. Now for the first time this season, he steps up against Bourne as a pitcher.
Well, we'll have some more pregame coverage coming up for you next, and first pitch will be at 6 p.m. here from Bourne Park. Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Gavin Kelly from West Virginia. Gavin, you had 2 hits last night, your first home run here on the Cape. How'd it feel to hit that ball out of the park?
I felt awesome. You know, it's always awesome to help the team be in a good spot to hopefully win, and I felt like we had a chance at the end and didn't work out, but we're bouncing back today.
You guys need a couple wins this week to clinch a playoff spot. What's been the message from the coaches to keep energy and morale up?
I'd say just sticking together, putting quality at bats up, and just minimizing errors in the field.
You guys are 3-1 against Wareham this season. They're the best team in the division. What do you guys need to do to get it done tonight?
I'd say lots of quality at bats, throwing strikes, and competing every pitch.
Thanks. Good luck.
It's no underestimate to say that this is the biggest game of the season for the Bourne Braves. The Wareham Gatemen, first team in the West, come to Bourne, Massachusetts, and Bourne Park to maybe decide the 1 seed in the division. Devon Jarvis alongside Gotkin for your coverage of today's game. Adam, you kind of laid it out in the pregame for us. I said it right there. The impact of this game is bigger than any single one we've had this season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Bourne has to win this game, really, if it wants a chance in the West Division to get that divisional crown.
Wareham right now is in first place. So if Wareham wins, they'll be 3 games up with 4 to go. That means it's not impossible, but the Gatemen would have to lose out, and the Braves would have to win out, which is not going to happen because you're talking about 2 of the best teams in the league. So if Bourne wants a chance to win the division, they have to win today. That would put them just 1 game back of first place with 4 to go, which is absolutely in a good spot to be in. The other thing for Bourne is that they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot tonight. With a win and a loss by the Falmouth Commodores, the Braves will be back in the playoffs once again.
The Bourne Braves have made 15 of the last 16 Cape League playoffs. They've been the best franchise in the league, frankly, for the past 4 years, making 4 straight Cape League championships and winning 2 of them. The standard with this team is a Cape League championship, and it starts by setting yourself up well for the playoffs by getting that 1 seed. And Wareham has been one of the best teams in the league for the past few weeks. So you look at this matchup today, they were kind of on a collision course until today. But frankly, the season series so far has been lopsided in favor of the Bravos. 3-1 right now. Bourne winning the last game a week ago on Friday at Spillane Field 9-8. And Wareham is going to try and make this series a little bit closer to get to 3-2, but Bourne's had their number this season for the most part.
Yeah, the Braves have played really well against the Gatemen this season, sweeping that doubleheader back on July 4th weekend. And because of that sweep and the other win, Bourne already has won the season series. So if you get to a point where these teams are tied in points, that could be a potential tiebreaker that goes in Bourne's favor. Now, it's not the end of the world if you don't get first place. It's very uncommon for the teams that finish in first in the division to go on to win the Cape League championship. That's much more about how unpredictable the playoffs are in this league than those teams say, being bad because they won the division. That's, of course, not how it is. You want the home field advantage, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it. But at the end of the day, you want it if you can get it. If you can win the division, you want to win the division. It's just if you don't, it's not the end of the world.
Well, let's talk about what Wareham has done recently and specifically yesterday. A very, very solid win for them. They took down the Chatham Anglers 9-0. Now, Chatham, not the best team in the league, but still a statement win for Wareham.
Yeah, I think now the question is how much of that is just Chatham falling off a cliff. That's a team that's in last place right now in their division, 7 points back and pretty much out of the playoffs. Unless they win and Orleans and Brewster all lose today, Chatham will be eliminated. So how much of that is Wareham being good compared to Chatham just not having it anymore? Now, you look back to what Wareham has done before yesterday and you say, well, it's probably Wareham being good because that offense, especially against the East Division, has just been unbelievable. Against the East Division in general, Wareham has won 7 in a row, but those 9 runs against Chatham. They scored 8 against Orleans last week, 5 against Chatham, 6 against YD. Their offense is just unstoppable when they face teams out east. Now, that hasn't been the same against West Division teams. Just 1 run against Catuit over the weekend, just 3 against Falmouth, and just 1 against Hyannis. So, we'll see how that looks today because Wareham's been great, but again, that's mainly against the East Division.
They've lost 2 of their last 4. They slowed down a little bit after being on a 7-game win streak that the Bourne Braves broke. But now the Bourne Braves are trying to get a huge win over the Wareham Gatemen. Yesterday's game 4-2. Just a lackluster offensive day for the Braves at Stony Brook Field.
Yeah, you only score those 2 runs, and both of them came in the top of the 2nd inning on a Gavin Kelly home run. You're never going to win a baseball game if you only have 1 point in the game where you bring home runs. You need other opportunities. And yesterday, it was just a day that we really have not seen offensively all year from the Braves. The hits just simply were not there. They were not getting on base. They weren't even stranding runners on. Bourne stranded just 1 runner in scoring position the entire 9-inning game. So what you're looking at is get on base. That's the important thing today. Get on base. And if they don't do that, then things are going to be rough. There were 4 times, I should say, in the game yesterday where Bourne brought the minimum to the plate. You're not going to win games when you bring just 3 batters up. You have to get deeper into innings. You have to manufacture runs with walks, with hits, hit batters, stolen bases. We need to see Bourne get back to that. No stolen bases yesterday. So, it's going to be interesting to follow. This should be a really fun game. This is an important one. We look forward to games like this throughout the entire season. This is basically as close to playoff baseball as it gets.
We touched on it in the pregame with Ariel, but they're facing one of the toughest pitchers they have all season in Caden McDonald. We've seen him as a batter for Wareham. He's been spectacular. Hit a home run yesterday, hit a home run last week too. But he steps in here for the first time as a pitcher against Bourne. In his last 2 starts, talked about in the pregame, 10 innings pitched, 1 hit, and no earned runs.
He's just been spectacular lately. He also is still the designated hitter as he's pitching, so he'll stay in the lineup throughout the game even after he's taken out on the mound. Not that often you see guys in this league do that. At the plate, he is the best hitter for Wareham. Leads them in batting average, home runs, walks, RBIs, all of those. Then on the mound, as he said, he's been spectacular recently. No runs in the last 10 innings. He's given up just 1 hit. But you look at the entire season and things haven't gone as well, because in the first 11 and 2/3 innings, he had given up 19 hits. And, I think talking to this Bourne pitching staff, or this Bourne hitting staff, talking to some of the coaches before the game, I think they believe in themselves against McDonald. They look at the stuff that he has. They look at their bats, an offense that has the best batting average in the league, and they believe that they have what it takes to get on base and to get hits against them.
Well, Fulger Boaz is on the mound for the Bourne Braves as well, coming off one of his longest and better starts of the season. Should be a really, really fun pitching matchup ahead. We'll step aside now for the national anthem and be back on the other side with starting lineups and first pitch. After a wonderful national anthem, Adam, why don't you take us away with the starting lineups first for the Wareham Gatemen?
Gatemen have the best offense in the league. They average 5.26 runs per game. No one's got any more than that, and the guy who leads things off is one of the better bats, Braden Randall. He leads Wareham in doubles. He bats leadoff and plays second base today. Batting second is the shortstop, Chris Ramirez. He's been spectacular since joining a few weeks ago, hitting over 400. In the 3-hole is the first baseman, Chris McHugh. Batting cleanup is the pitcher and designated hitter today, Caden McDonald. We already talked about how incredible he's been. He's swinging the bat really well as of late. Hit a home run in his last game. Chase Grusin bats fifth and plays in left field. In the number 6 spot is Colby Turner, the right fielder. Batting seventh is the center fielder, Hayden Yost. He's coming off a really solid 3-for-5 day with a home run. Jack Cale bats eighth and plays in left field. He's playing in just his third game of the summer. And batting ninth to round out the starting lineup is the catcher, Drew Rogers. Again, it's Caden McDonald getting the start and the designated hitter. On the other side of things for the Bourne Braves, Gavin Kelly gets rewarded after his home run yesterday, moved all the way up to the leadoff spot. He's playing in right field. In the number 2 hole is the first baseman, Cade Lewis. Braden Holcomb is batting third and playing in center. The designated hitter today is Cal Sefcik. He had a really good 2-for-4 game yesterday with a double. In the number 5 hole is the shortstop, Riker Waite. Batting 6th is the third baseman, Drew Wires. Batting 7th after the day off yesterday and his grand slam before the off day is the catcher, Mark Quattrani. In the number 8 spot, another guy coming on an off day is the second baseman, Ryan Cooney. And all the way back in the number 9 spot, John LaGrande, the left fielder. He's been a bit up and down, a little more down than up recently, but he does still lead the Bourne Braves in doubles, tied for the team lead in RBIs, and leads the Braves in stolen bases.
As you mentioned before, and as we both talked about, Folger Boaz takes the mound for the Bourne Braves. He's appeared in 5 games and has seen Wareham twice, so he has experience against this team in Wareham. His best start of the season against Wareham, 3 2/3 innings with just 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 4 strikeouts. His last time out against Harwich was his longest, where he earned the loss, allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts in the run rule loss against Harwich. But now you're hoping to see if he can be really efficient today, Adam. The critique of Folger, the UNC Tar Heel, has been his efficiency, looking at those walks and looking at the lack of full count at-bats he sees.
Yeah, his last start, he was really good with the efficiency. Walked just 1 in 5 innings and hit just 1 batter, but still the whip on the season's over 2. The other thing I'm looking for today is how many hits he allows. The opponent batting average was at 348 coming into this game. So, we've spent a lot of time talking about the walks, but the hits have also been an issue.
Braden Randall steps in. He swings and fouls the first one off. Randall leads this Wareham team among qualified batters in batting average. Also leads in doubles and triples and stolen bases, the perfect archetype for a leadoff hitter statistically. Folger looks in. The 0-1 finds the plate, and it's strike 2. Boaz works with a 3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, slider. He'll look to start efficiently against the Wareham Gatemen today, one of the best offenses and maybe the best in the entire league. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing from Randall. He doesn't come around, says third base umpire J.C. Fernandez. The umpiring crew today is Jim Fonseca behind home plate, calling balls and strikes. Anthony Letizio is at first base and will be switching between first and second. And J.C. Fernandez was at third base and switching between third and second as well. Randall pops one up, shallow center field. Easy play for Braden Holcomb as he returns to that spot as the chief in the outfield and grabs it for out number 1.
It's a nice way to start on the mound for Folger Boaz. First off, getting ahead in the count, up 2-0. If he can consistently get himself up 0-2 or 1-2, then Folger Boaz is going to have a good day. Now the question is, can he have another at-bat like that and build off of it? Last time out, he struggled a little bit at the start, let runners in scoring position in the first, second, and third innings before a 1-2-3 in the fourth and just a 4-batter inning in the fifth.
Chris Ramirez takes the first pitch on the inside edge of the plate. You'll talk about that last game, Adam. No runs allowed, only 4 batters in that first inning, but Nico Brini did get into scoring position. The next 2 innings, 1 run scored for Harwich in each. 0-1, chopped towards second base, charging in. Good scoop by Cooney, and good for out 2.
Great grab there from Ryan Cooney at second base after he had the day off yesterday. That's not an easy play on the infield here. The lips can cause some really tough bounces. Cooney gets a good read on it, a nice snag on the hop, and quickly 2 up, 2 down for Folger Boaz. If he can get out of this first inning under 10 pitches, then that's a dream come true.
Dream come true, and would be his best first inning of the season. Chris McHugh, the righty, now faces the lefty. A strike on the first pitch. McHugh out of NC State. He's going there next year, just finished his sophomore season. Now in his 26th game with the Wareham Gatemen. He's been a really solid 3-batter for this team. 5 doubles, 5 home runs, and 15 RBIs. Last time out went 2 for 4 in the win against the Anglers. He swings and rips one left side. Wires can't get it, and this is going to be extra bases. Rounding towards second is McHugh. The throw comes from LeGrande, and it's late for a stand-up double. An excellent piece of hitting from Chris McHugh, and really hard contact on the first hit ball of the day.
Yeah, that's where this team gets you. Wareham leads the league in home runs, doubles, and triples. They're just so good at hitting the ball hard, and if you hang a pitch, they will make you pay.
Spectacular offense, and Wareham has won 7 of their last 10 games. They've just lost 4 of their last 12. They've been a really solid team. Bourne faced them last week on Friday, where they were on a 7-game winning streak and spoiled that due to help of a 8-run first inning as Caden McDonald takes the first pitch off the plate outside for ball number 1. Bourne hoping to get that quick lead again this time. But it was against Wareham where they allowed an 8-run comeback. Wareham finished just one shy of Bourne in that game, 9-8. McDonald going to be pitching for Wareham today. He leads this team in home runs. Takes his first strike of the at-bat on that curveball.
He's been really good this season hitting as a pitcher. He's homered each of his last 2 starts. Hit a home run in his last game, too, last night. So this is a really dangerous guy at the plate, especially with a runner on second.
The 2-1. Slider misses away. Chris McHugh on second base has scored 17 runs this season. 3 stolen bases, no times caught. So with a hit into the outfield, could be an RBI for McDonald and another run scored for McHugh. The 3-1. Fought off by McDonald. Good at bat. This first inning could really set the tone for both sides. Bourne has been a first inning team where if they can get a run on in the opening frame, they so much more often win games, as shown in a couple recent ones. Full count now to McDonald. Looping sliders outside, and the designated hitter and pitcher for the Gatemen works a walk. After a beautiful start to the inning for Folger Boaz, suddenly 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the worst walk to give up in the world because McDonald was hitting .436 with runners in scoring position. So you don't want to give him anything over the plate, just pitch around him and now hope that you can get out of this inning on the next batter.
Chase Cruson had 2 RBIs yesterday. He's no slouch in his 30th game now. Has batted .291. Now the second lefty that Folger Boaz has seen, a strike on the first offering. It's a pretty balanced lineup between lefties and righties. 4 lefties for Wareham and the rest righties. Cruson playing left field today, just committed to Rutgers last week. Good pickup for the Scarlet Knights. Previously spent time at UCF and Duke before that. So now going into his junior season, we'll have his 3rd team in as many seasons. So much different now among the college baseball landscape with the transfer portal than it was even 5 years ago. Cruson yesterday went 1 for 4, as I mentioned, 2 RBIs. He's had only 6 RBIs on the season and 6 doubles in his 30 games. He's second in this starting lineup among games played. In his 30th today, he's only had 6 off days for the Wareham Gatemen. Wareham leading the West Division right now in the standings by 4 points, just 2 games or 4 points ahead of the second place Bourne Braves. Runners going on the 1-2, and the hit and run is spoiled by a foul ball. Cruson was trying to get a little extra with the runners moving as well. McHugh will go back to second and McDonald back to first.
McHugh got a massive jump on that. He was almost halfway to third before Boaz let go of that pitch.
Boaz didn't really give any attention. He'll look to end the inning right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the opening stanza. The 1-2 just misses outside at 89 miles per hour. Boaz has pitched 16 1/3 innings for the Bourne Braves this season. Has a 6.61 ERA and a whip of just over 2. We'd like to bring those stats down today. A lot of that was attributed to an early season collapse against Katuitt. This broken back grounder is softly put to the left side. Tough play for Wires, and it brings Lewis off the bag. 1 run scores in McHugh, and Lewis recovers it, but it's too late. The Gatemen get the lead in the opening frame after an E5 to score the run.
Now batting from Michigan, right fielder number 14, Colby Turner.
It was a really tough play for Wires regardless, but he earns his first error of the season on that play.
It does look like they gave Cruson the single, but then the E5 on the throw. So Grusin still gets the base hit, but yeah, that is the first error of the year on wires, and unfortunate because he's been really, really good in the field so far.
Was at second base yesterday, filling in for Cooney on his off day, and now steps into his typical third base. He'd only really played third base for the most part this season for the Bourne Braves. Colby Turner on his first pitch, watches it on the inside edge of the plate. Turner now with 2 runners in scoring position will have a big opportunity to blow this game open for the Gatemen. This one just a little bit too far inside at 89 miles per hour for Folger Boaz. Boaz once again facing a longer first inning. We talked about that as a point of emphasis going into this game. The 1-1 brings the catcher Quattrani outside. Your defensive alignment for the Bourne Braves today. Start with the infield with Drew Wires at third base. Riker Waite plays short. Ryan Cooney's at second base, and Cade Lewis is at first. The outfield from left to right goes John LeGrande, Braden Holcomb, and Gavin Kelly as Mark Quattrani is catching the game for Folger Boaz. This one sharply grounded to the left side. A throw across the diamond is in time for out number 3. So the Gatemen only score 1 here in the first frame. The Bourne Braves already down against the first place team in the West Division. We'll take a step aside here for the middle of the first on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. I'll be back on the other side for the Bourne Braves' first opportunity to score some runs.
Birds and rocks and things, there was sand and hills and rain.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning now between the Bourne Braves and the Wareham Gatemen. Wareham looking to protect their lead of 1 run after it was Chris McHugh who scored in the top of the first inning. A really good start for the Gatemen, a squad that has struggled against the Bourne Braves this season. Hayden McDonald gets the ball and takes the mound for the Gatemen and faces the top 3 in the Bourne order in Gavin Kelly, Cade Lewis, and Braden Holcomb. Kelly leading things off, had a spectacular day yesterday, went 2 for 4, had a run, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout. Also had a home run to earn himself both that run and the RBIs. He's had now 2 extra base hits in as many games, had his first of the season on Sunday at the Chatham Anglers. He starts things off today. Another new player in the top of this lineup. It's been a carousel, mostly shifting between Riker Wade and John LeGrande. Kelly for the first time this season in the 1 spot. After the performance he put up yesterday, he's a very speedy guy, 7 stolen bases, and has hit .250 this season. That average only increasing over the past few weeks. He swings and drives one high to left center field. This one should be an easy one for Yost as he makes the basket catch for out 1. Bourne really have a tough challenge today against Hayden McDonald. In McDonald's last time out on the mound, he pitched against Orleans on Thursday the 24th, went 5 innings, just 1 hit, no earned runs. The time before that, 5 innings, hitless, and also no earned runs. 6 strikeouts in that game, too. Cade Lewis steps in now. His last time here at Bourne Park, he walked it off for the Braves against the Catuit Kettleers in really fun fashion.
And you know, Devon, if you're Bourne here, it's really important to get on the board early on. The Braves have struggled a lot against opposing starters. Just 2 runs over the last 4 games is the maximum.
That's a tough play, kept in front by McHugh, and McDonald's there for the flip. 2 up, 2 down. Not surprising from what we know of McDonald. But like you said, to expand on it, Adam, not only has Bourne really struggled against starters recently, but they just do a lot better when they can score early, when it comes to winning games.
Yeah, and you know, that's just kind of how the game of baseball works a lot of the time. When you have a lead, it's a lot easier for a lot of different reasons, you know. For pitchers, for hitters, mentally, when you're playing with a lead, it's a completely different thing. And when Bourne has been able to take a lead early in games, they've done a great job of playing a full 9 innings. The issue is when they fall behind early, they've struggled to bounce back from that.
Braden Holcomb now sees McDonald for the first time. A 91-mile-per-hour fastball misses. The defensive alignment for the Gatemen today starts in the infield with Jack Cale at third base, Chris Ramirez at short, Braden Randall at second base, and Chris McHugh at first. The outfield from left to right goes Cruson, Yost, and Turner as Holcomb drives this one deep to left field. That'll be a tough play. It drops before the wall as Cruson jogs to grab it. A stand-up double for Braden Holcomb here in the first inning as he keeps this one alive for the Bourne Braves.
Now batting from Cincinnati, designated hitter number 5.
We really just can't say it enough. Braden Holcomb has been a man possessed in this month of July. He has just been so spectacular, hitting well over 300. He's got now 5 of his 6 doubles this month. He was swinging it really well today during batting practice, so no surprise at all that he sends 1 extra bases right there.
In the month of July, he leads this Bourne team in batting average, hitting .338, 11 RBIs, and 4 doubles, like you mentioned. Gets another one there. That's his 6th of the season. Now 5 doubles in July. Cal Sefcik, the cleanup, takes the first pitch high. Squats into his stance from the right side. McDonald, after allowing just his 2nd hit in now 3 starts, maybe a little shaken up. Sometimes, Adam, you just got to break the ice.
Yeah, you do. And, you know, if Bourne can get 1 across here, then I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more fall behind it.
McDonald out of the right side, working from the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Finds a strike. Jason Torres is in the on-deck circle for the Bourne Braves. Riker Waite originally slotted in as the shortstop to bat 5th. It looks as though he will be pinch hit for. Waite did start defensively as the shortstop earlier this game. 2-1 is a slice ball straight up. McDonald clears the way and catches it for out number 3. And despite threatening, the Bourne Braves cannot score or tie here in the first inning. On the other side, top of the 2nd, when we return on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on Cat's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
We welcome you back to the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV. A bit of defensive changes here for the Bourne Braves in the top of the second inning. The infield shifts around as Riker Waite exits the game. He will be replaced by Ryan Cooney at shortstop. Playing third base now is Cade Lewis. Drew Wires shifts over from third to second, and replacing Cade Lewis at first base is Jason Torres. Folger Boaz continues his day on the mound, now against the seventh batter in the order for the Gatemen, Hayden Yost. Yost went 3 for 5 with an RBI and 3 runs scored yesterday. Is the Florida Gator teammate of the pitcher and designated hitter in Caden McDonald. Lines one straight up the middle, nearly catches the pitcher in Boaz, but it's into the outfield for a base hit for Yost. It's now his 13th hit of the season. Leads this team in triples with just one. Is tied with also a starter, Braden Randall. And is now on the base path. He's been a little bit unsuccessful stealing this season, 4 for 7. Does lead the Wareham Gatemen in times caught stealing. But he will look to be a run to score for the Gatemen as they already lead 1-0 here in the top of the second. Jack Kale, the new batter, the Ivy Leaguer out of Columbia, faced off against the catcher for Bourne right next to him to his left in his season last year. Mark Quattrani, going to Notre Dame next season, was a stellar catcher for the Cornell Big Red last year. Boaz out of the stretch. There for a strike. Already 3 hits now against Folger. It's something we focused on, and you specifically mentioned in the pregame, Adam, is watching the hits from Folger Boaz in that opposing batting average. The 1-1. Looping slider there for strike 2. In all innings of more than 1/3 of an inning, Folger Boaz has allowed at least 4 hits. 5, 5, and 6 in each of his last 3 respectively. Soft grounder toward Wires. He might look for 2. Sidearm toss gets 1, and the throw at first is late. Really close play at second, but Jack Kale beats out the throw and prohibits the double play. Drew Rogers, now the 9 batter in the order for Wareham, to step up and get on with 2 outs, or rather 1 out.
And now the manager for the Wareham Gatemen is out on the field, Ryan Smythe, talking with the umpire at third, J.C. Fernandez. I don't think he agreed with that call at all. And Hayden Yost took a lot of time at second base. He's just now running back. So I think he thought for sure that he beat out the throw.
Was a close play. From my point of view, Adam, I don't know about you. It didn't look close enough to contest.
Yeah, it seemed right to me.
Jack Kale, the third baseman, now plants himself with a decently sized lead at first base. And Drew Rogers steps in. 9th game of the season for Rogers. He's bat under 100 at just .080 to begin the season, and takes the first pitch for a strike. Toward first, good pick by Jason Torres on the pickoff attempt by Folger Boaz. And after a lot of shifting in the infield, the Bourne Braves looking to pick up where they've left off recently. Good infield chemistry. You saw it right there on the flip between Wires and Cooney. Wires this season has only played 1 game at second base. As we mentioned, he did that just yesterday at Brewster. Cooney on the season on the other side has played a little bit more. Now in his 8th game overall at shortstop. And, oh, he's got a runner. Cooney placing the tag. That's an easy one for him. Great move by Folger Boaz for out 2. Probably a needed one, too, considering how much action was going in the base path for this Wareham team. Now 2 outs, and Folger Boaz looking to face the minimum.
Yeah, without a doubt, a very needed one after 5 guys reach base in the first 8 to get 2 outs on the base paths, one with the fielder's choice and the other on a caught stealing. That's just massive.
This one into the outfield, finds the gap, and that one's rolling to the wall. An easy one for Drew Rogers, rounds into second base, and he's there for now the second extra base hit of the day for the Wareham Gatemen.
Well, now that seems like an even more important got stealing, huh? Because the runner from first and Kale probably would have come in to score, and that would have been an RBI single. But instead, because they get the out, it's just a double with the bases empty. And Folger Boaz can still get out of this without giving up any runs.
A lot of hard contact, though, against Boaz to begin this game. The first hit he let up from Chris McHugh was a double down the left field line. Already another double here, just one time through the starting lineup. Braden Randall back up the second time these two meet, just in the second inning here. Pitch misses outside on the fastball to begin. Runner in scoring position in Rogers has scored 5 times this season. That one his second double of the year. No stolen bases, though, so might be tough for him to come around and score with a hit from Randall. Randall flew out to center his first time up. Decent contact, but an easy one for the center fielder in Braden Holcomb. In this one, he also finds the gap. Rounding to score is Rogers. And on his way to second for a hustle double is Randall to play close. Pitch bobbles out, and Cooney can't place the tag. It's another double for the Wareham Gatemen on back-to-back at-bats. Just like that, the Gatemen get themselves a 2-0 lead, putting up one in the first and now another one here in the second inning.
Now, this is why this Wareham offense leads the league in runs per game. They just hit the ball so hard, and they get extra base hits more than anyone else in this league. Again, more homers, doubles, and triples than anyone coming into this game. And that's already 3 doubles in this, and we're just in the second inning.
Still 2 outs. Boaz had no one on with 2 outs. Now 1 in scoring position, and 1 has already come around to score. Chris Ramirez takes the first pitch over the plate. The rising sophomore out of California Baptist has been really impactful for the Gatemen this season. One of the younger players and the only one in the starting lineup to be a rising true sophomore. That pitch gets away from the catcher in Quattrani, so now 90 feet further is Braden Randall. Not sure if they're going to rule that a wild pitch or a passed ball. It's a wild pitch. And this game soon going to be potentially at a unfortunate deficit for the Bourne Braves. Since retiring Jack Cale, catching him in the act of stealing, Drew Rogers got on with a monster ball to right center field, a double, then came out around to score on a Braden Randall double. Check swing down the third base line. It bounces foul, and nothing happens. Slowly the runners go back to their spot. Already 30 minutes into this one. First inning moved pretty fast for either side, only 10 combined batters. Chris Ramirez here, the 5th of the inning for the Gatemen. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Boaz looking to get out of it right here. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Another 1-run inning for the Wareham Gatemen brings their lead now to 2 over the Braves. We'll step aside for a break. On the other side, back with more Braves baseball on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed, or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Thanks for sticking with us here. Bottom of the second inning at Dorn Park, in the Wareham Gatemen up 2-0 above the Bourne Braves. Jason Torres now to step in as a pinch hitter. It was Riker Wade who started off and was supposed to be the 5 batter here for the Braves, but Torres now replaces him in that slot. Torres on the season so far has had some ups and downs for Bourne, looking to set the course straight right here. Now in his 8th game with Bourne, and he's batting 105. Swings and drives one up and high to right center field. Chasing on it is the right fielder, and he can't grab it. Gavin Kelly comes back, and just like that, Jason Torres is on with the double and his first extra base hit of the season.
That's a big one there for Jason Torres. Well hit into the right center field gap, a really tough run for Turner, and you see that happen sometimes here at Dorn Park. The gaps especially are really deep, and there's just so much space in the outfield. The walls are so deep all around here that it's always a really tough play.
Drew Wires now up. He's been a big hitter for Bourne. This is their best chance of the day so far to bring a run around. Threatened with Braden Holcomb back in the first inning, but 2 outs were on the board at that point. And after the Jason Torres double, launching it off the bat, let's see what the Bourne Braves can do right here.
You want to get at least 1 back in this inning.
Caden McDonald, a tough guy to break, as Wires slams one deep to the left side. It's into the glove of Cruson at the warning track. Off the bat at first, thought maybe there was a chance that left the park. 360 feet on that swing from Wires.
Yeah, really well hit ball there from Wires, and even though that doesn't go out, I think that it's an encouraging sign after the double from Jason Torres that the Braves are right now maybe seeing McDonald well. Now, there's already 5 doubles in this game pretty much from both sides, I think. This is pretty nuts.
It's been a really, really power frenzy game to start. Mark Quattrani in his last game hit a grand slam, and against McDonald right now, who's allowed a lot of power to begin, and already 2 hits from the Braves, things might be of concern for Bourne. Quattrani takes the first pitch of the at-bat over the plate. In McDonald's last time out, Adam, you were talking about it with me pregame too. A lot of flyouts for McDonald. And the bigger outfield here at Dorn Park seems to have already made an impact on that style of baseball and pitching for him.
Yeah, just 3 groundouts in 5 innings his last time out. Much bigger field here at Dorn Park, so anything in the air has a chance of dropping in the gaps, down the lines, in the corners. It's deep. This is just overall a very deep ballpark, so you don't really have to worry about home runs too much, but doubles can be a big issue.
It was also only 3 strikeouts for McDonald in that game, so 3 strikeouts, another 3 groundouts. That leaves a lot of room for flyouts. Mark-Quattrani, who's been putting a lot of power into the ball recently, will look to keep this inning going. Slices one foul over the first base line and out of play. Had a day off in yesterday's affair. Bourne have really enjoyed the presence of his bat. Now in his 9th game with Bourne, he's batting .300. He was a midseason transfer for Quattrani after starting the year with Falmouth. With the Commodores, bat .250. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and another one up. This one again out of play. Lands on the top of the Wareham dugout. Mark-Quattrani digs back in, battling so far in this at-bat against the 6'3", 205 hurler out of Florida. Gainesville pitcher has been fantastic. 5 innings in each of his last 3 appearances. The 0-2 now with 1 out. Swing and a chopped grounder way high. Throws off the second baseman Randall. Torres around to score, and maybe the most unorthodox RBI single you've ever seen. That ball bounced way high and just completely threw off Randall.
Really, really weird one there. Second baseman and Randall just fell on his back. He did not read that well at all off the initial bounce. This is a bouncy field. We see that happen very often. There's your little home field advantage for the Braves.
2-1 the score now. Lead cut in half by the RBI of Mark-Quattrani. He now has 2 consecutive games with at least an RBI. 4 last time against the Chatham Anglers on Sunday. Ryan Cooney also a player with a day off in last game. He swings and drives one high up the first base line. This one way in. A tough play for Randall as he scoots under it and grabs it in shallow right field. Quick at bat there for Cooney. And now John LeGrande. LeGrande has been one of Bourne's lifers. Only 2 missed games this season, has just been spectacular for the Bravos. Batting .275, leads this team in doubles, up there in runs and hits as well with 21 and 33 respectively. Slotting in the 9 slot today. It's been quite a while since he's been here. And Scott Landers just hoping once again for a shift in the lineup. It's been a rough few games for John LeGrande. 0 for 3 his last game. He only has 1 game with a hit of his last 4, the rest of them hitless. And just trying to find the rhythm he had last week. The count 1-1. Here's the pitch from McDonald. Ball ripped to the outfield, and LeGrande picks up where he left off. A nice piece of hitting for John, and the inning stays alive. Bourne are looking to keep this inning going, tie the ball game against the Wareham Gatemen with the score just 2-1.
Yeah, make it 4 hits already for the Braves here in just 2 innings. Just 1 hit allowed for Caden McDonald in his last 10 innings. So this is a much different outing here for the right-hander, and we'll see how he bounces back. This is not the start that he was hoping for.
Donald peers in. He's also playing designated hitter today. In his first few starts, struggled in sacrifice performance when he was doing both, but his last 2, he's been lights out. Sharp grounder by Kelly left side, flip to second, and it's there for out 3. Gatemen get out of the jam, but not before the Bourne Braves threaten and bring one around here off the Jason Torres double and the Mark-Quattrani RBI. It's a 2-1 score, and before we send things to break, a quick word from our sponsors. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. We'll take a break here after the end of the 2nd inning. Be back on the other side, top 3 when we return.
Offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Back for the third inning of play here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network. And it's the third inning of play. The score 2-1 for the Gatemen. They'll look to add to their lead and begin this inning with Chris McHugh.
Now by North Carolina State, first baseman number 36.
Big inning here for Folger Boas out on the mound. Gave up a run in each of the first two, and if you keep it there, it's a perfectly fine start. You just can't let it get any worse, especially after your offense got you one back. It's important to put up a 0 here.
Really important to keep this game within reach. Wareham's threatened and scored in each of their first 2 innings. McHugh pops one up right side. It's out of play. Folger Boas has struggled early in games, but in his last time out against Harwich, he got better as the outing went on. Allowed runs in the second and third inning, but those fourth and fifth for him were a lot more efficient. 7 combined batters to retire the 2 frames. Sometimes he just gets a little more efficient and settled in as the game develops. 2-1 now to McHugh. It's up and outside. The 3-1. Rip left side. That one would have been damaging if fair. Full count pitch now from Boas to McHugh. Here it is. It's inside, and McHugh gets on with a walk. Second walk of the day awarded by Boas. The first one was to this man, Caden McDonald, who has faced a little adversity in his game today. The pitcher for the Gatemen, and has allowed already 4 hits and an earned run, which he allowed much less of that in his last 2 starts. 3 less hits and didn't have any earned runs. First pitch yanked behind McDonald. That's going to send McHugh to second. An easy stand-up advancement on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch that have advanced runners already today for Boas.
If you're Caden McDonald here, no better opportunity to help yourself out on the mound than by getting it done at the plate. He's hitting over 400 this summer with runners in scoring position. Got walked last time out with a runner in scoring position. Don't think you'll see Bourne really pitch around him here with the runner on second and no outs. So we'll see how Boas does. See if he can attack him with the fastball. That wild pitch there was on a fastball.
McDonald hitting .476 with runners in scoring position this season. 12 RBIs as a double and 2 home runs.
It's not bad.
Not too shabby. 1-0 from Boas. Swing and a chopped one left side. Cooney receives it, bobbles out, and he can't make the throw to first. A tough one, and that batting average increases on the base hit for McDonald. Just like that, 2 on now for the Gatemen.
Tough play there for Ryan Cooney. It looked like he just went for the exchange before he even had the ball in his glove, and they do give actually an E6, not an infield single.
That one probably could go either way. But a tough one there for Kundi to get past. Now his second error of the season at shortstop and his 4th overall. Runners on 1 and 2. Boaz steps off. Throws to shortstop. Cruson now the batter up. Had 2 RBIs in his last game out and already a hit today where he got on in the first off of a grounder to third base and advanced to second on an error by Drew Wires. Cruson, the left fielder, hoping to give this team an even larger lead. 261 his batting average with runners in scoring position. Just 23 at-bats. The 1-1. Bunt laid down foul. And now a 2-strike count to the bunting left fielder. He's trying to advance the runners. No outs here. As Folger Boaz steps into this spot, once again facing some trouble against the best offense in the Cape League. The 1-2 pitch. Big swing from Cruson. Did he go? No, he doesn't, says J.C. Fernandez behind Boaz at second and third. Scott Landers not enjoying the call. Count squares up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one a drop, third strike. Runners gonna advance on the wild pitch. No throw needed toward first. But just like that, 2 in scoring position for Colby Turner. Again, the control, a little bit of a problem for Folger Boaz, working up counts. That one now his 54th of the day and only 31 strikes.
And unfortunate that you finally get the out on a K, but the catcher, Quattrani, can't hold on to it, and both runners move into scoring position now.
There's another wild pitch against Folger Boaz, his 3rd of the day. On the season so far, Folger Boaz has thrown 5 going into this game, so that total up to 8. Colby Turner down to end the first inning, back with a 6-3 ground down. First pitch, rather second outside, so a 1-1 count.
Right-hander out of Louisville, Jack Brown, is getting loose out in the Bourne bullpen.
1 ball, 1 strike between Boaz and Turner. Boaz looks in. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Grounds one to the left side, and it's between the coaching box and the pillow. Battle of an at-bat between Turner right here. Hayden Yost on deck and Jack Cale in the hole. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one down the left field line and just foul. 1-2 count now, and the Braves are looking to get out of this inning. The pitch, fouled off. Every single inning so far, Wareham have put runners close to scoring and have brought at least one around. Looking to do it, continuing here in the third. 1-2 just inside. Boaz working up that pitch count, now into the 60s.
Need an out here. Need to get out of the inning right here. Can't allow another run to score. Especially can't allow two more to score. This is an important spot here for Boaz, and I think that's why there's already action in the bullpen.
2-2. Softly put to the outfield. This runner can come home to score. Kelly grabs it. The throw at home, going to be close. Quattroni's tagged too late. Throw comes late, and Wareham put another on the board. They're up 3-1. Two outs now and a runner on third after the sacrifice fly by Colby Turner. That one his 19th RBI of the season. He now leads this Wareham team in RBIs.
And at least limited here. And one run in each inning isn't the end of the world, but you have to limit it there. You can't allow crooked numbers to get on the board.
Ultra Boaz has done a good job limiting so far. He now faces Hayden Yost, the center fielder. Had 3 hits yesterday, already has a hit back in the second today. The 0-1 misses. On third base, Caden McDonald. He scored 15 this season. The 1-1 just misses. Folger Boaz has yet to have a really stellar run in these last 3 outings. The 2-1 pitch is popped up. This one drifting toward the third baseman, and Lewis makes the basket catch for out number 3. So it's another 1-run inning for the Wareham Gatemen. They lead the Bourne Braves 3-run as we take things to a break here in mid-3. We'll be back on the other side with more on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Bottom of the third here at Dorn Park. It's a 3-run score right now, and the Bourne Braves are looking to cut into this lead of the Wareham Gatemen. 1 run in each of the first 3 innings for Wareham, and Bourne have only put one up themselves back in the second. You start this inning with Cade Lewis, the number 2 batter in the order for Bourne. Ground out to first base, his first time up. McDonald, after a struggle of a second inning, will try and get it going again. I say a struggle because historically he really hadn't given up a single run. 11 straight innings of scoreless ball for McDonald, ended by the Bourne Braves in the second inning of play right here. McDonald still working efficiently, though, ahead in the count against Lewis. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the day for McDonald, and gets the first out here in the third inning.
Bit of a surprise it took him that long to get his first strikeout. You know, McDonald's not usually a big strikeout guy, but, you know, none through the first 2 innings was definitely a bit of a surprise. Finally gets his first there, and a good bounce back after giving up a run on 3 hits in the last inning.
It's now Braden Holcomb. Holcomb kept the first inning alive for the Braves with a double in the gap. He hits one again to the right side. Tough play. Randall dives, has it, and his throw to first just makes it there. McHugh was drifted up the line, but in reach for him to make the grab. So McDonald's back where he started. Only has 28 pitches so far, rather 27. He's just been spectacular. 21 of those pitches strikes. And he could go well past his typical 5 innings. But there is the question of saving him. Don't want to use him too much this game, Adam. We were talking about it before, but with his start today for Caden McDonald, he's lined up potentially for game 1 or 2 of the first round of the playoffs. The Wareham Gatemen have already clinched the first round, so they'll be playing in the postseason. But McDonald, a guy Wareham surely wants to keep.
Yeah, I don't think you're really too worried, though, about if you pitch him game 1 or game 2, because after that, with the new playoff format this year, he'll be available again for sure for the championship series. You know, last year, the way that it worked with the 1-game play-in, and then potentially, you know, you move on to the title after just 2 days, you're in the championship series 4 days later, and your starting pitcher who pitched game 1 isn't available. That's not going to be any issue this year. So, you know, I think that McDonald's in a good spot here where he can go pretty much the full distance. He's fine to get into, you know, the 6th inning, if that means he's 80 pitches or less, because, you know, 6 days from now, if it's a little bit short rest and he pitches game 1 of the playoffs, he'll be fine. And, you know, if you can get him the whole week, then it's not an issue at all. We're not at a spot right now where, you know, you're looking at 5 days or even 4 days for McDonald to turn around if he wanted to pitch early in the playoffs. 6 days is enough.
The 2-2 count now from McDonald to Sefcik. Shakes off the first one, now has his pitch and comes home with it. Chopped grounder left side, picked up by the third baseman and Kale. He throws across, and it's another quick one for McDonald. Only 32 pitches through his first 3 innings. A spectacular start as the Gatemen lead 3-1. Before we step aside here for the end of the 3rd inning, our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, has more.
Good. Well, Devon, this is an important game for the Braves tonight. They're 3-1 against Wareham this season so far, but Wareham is leading the division. I talked with Gavin Kelly before tonight's game about what the coach's message has been to them, and he said it's just been sticking together as a team, having quality at bats and minimizing the errors in the field, plain and simple. The Braves only had 4 hits last night, so Gavin said offensive production is going to be a key to getting the win tonight. This is not a time for the bats to go cold, but on top of that, just bringing the energy to the dugout, to the bullpen, to the field in general for the last week here for the regular season.
Thank you so much, Ariel. We'll step aside now, top of the 4th inning when we return.
I can't hear
and
you
Adam
guys.
Gotkin has your play-by-play.
At the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
We're into the middle innings here at Bourne Park. It is the biggest game of the summer, a battle between the top two teams in the West Division with just 5 games to go in the regular season. Folger Boaz is back out on the mound. His first pitch misses outside to the number 8 hitter, Jack Cale. Wareham has already clinched a spot in the playoffs. Bourne's magic number is 2, so any combination of 2 wins or Falmouth losses, and the Braves are in the postseason. Of course, Bourne down 3-1 right now. Falmouth up 7-0, so at least early on, it's looking unlikely that the Braves will clinch today. There's a grounder to short. Cooney throws to first for the first out, and Jack Cale starts his day 0 for 2.
And I don't think Bourne really care about what Falmouth's doing for the most part. They control their own destiny. If they win 2 games, it's their playoffs to have. But it all starts, I think, with Wareham. They're looking for that first seed, something that Scott Lander's Bourne Braves team don't often get, despite their success later on in the playoffs, making the championship and winning 2 times in the last 3 seasons.
Number 9 hitter Drew Rogers comes to the plate now. He had a double into center field his last time up and then came in to score. Boaz's last time out gave up 2 runs in the first 3 innings and then had scoreless innings in the 4th and 5th, including a 1-2-3 in the 4th. Off to a good start here. Misses in the count 2-0. The thing with the Falmouth Commodores, Devon, is they have really struggled as of late. They've lost 8 of their last 10, including 6 in a row. And to even make the playoffs, Falmouth would have to win 4 out of its last 5. So, you know, that seems unlikely, and Bourne should be safe. But at the end of the day, you can't leave it up to that, because what if Falmouth goes on and wins 4 of their last 5?
You know, it's all about what Bourne does at the end of the day, though, right? Because if they win 2 games, it's fine. It doesn't matter what Falmouth does.
No, see, it's all about just, you know, not relying on the other team losing and winning when you have the chance.
Exactly.
The other thing is you want to go into the playoffs with momentum. Last year, Bourne went into the playoffs on a 6-game unbeaten streak, winning 5 of the last 6 and then tying the other. You know, going into the playoffs with momentum is really the important thing at the end of the day. I think that's more important, too, than getting first place, is having that momentum.
Undoubtedly. And
batter went around. Rogers couldn't hold up. And that is strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the day for Boaz.
Fortunately for Bourne, having momentum and seeing a 1st or 2nd seed in the West Division will coincide. After losing yesterday, they can finish their final 4 at best, winning 4 straight before seeing the playoffs. And, you know, you look at last year, they were 4th in the West Division heading into it, but they had that momentum.
It didn't matter that they were 4th in the West, went on to win the division. This is a Bourne team that has won the division now 4 years in a row. Last year, the Braves were oh so close to running it back once again and winning their 3rd straight championship. Fell just short in Game 3 of the Cape League Championship Series. That also would have been a chance to win it here at Durham Park. That was something that everyone talked about going into that series of, you know, it meant a lot to win the first 2, of course, but at Brewster, at Orleans, to win one here at Durham Park would have really just been the icing on the cake. And they couldn't get it done there. And, you know, even though it's 4 straight division wins, that loss last year in the playoffs sparked a fire in Scott Landers. You know, you never really realize how much losing hurts after you win for a while until you lose again.
Certainly does. And Scott Landers, we heard him talk about it on our banquet on Monday, just how much it means to win. And why people are here. It's not only to grow as a person and as a Bourne family, but also to win championships. It was funny, we were just talking with our president, Nicole, and Scott before the game today, and one of the players asked, do we celebrate making the playoffs? And Nicole and Scott go, no. Why would we celebrate that? We celebrate winning championships.
Here's the payoff pitch. That misses low, ball 4. And so a 2-out walk from Folger Boaz. Devon, I think the principle of celebrating when you make the playoffs in Major League Baseball makes sense.
Yes.
There's 162 games. Making it is, such an achievement. Not that many teams make the playoffs, even though more do now with the addition to the wild card.
The least of any league in all of the Big Four sports. I'm a Mariners fan.
Yeah.
We've made one playoffs in the
And
last
you go
25
crazy.
years, so it's big.
Compare that to the Cape League. 8 of the 10 teams make the playoffs. I don't know how much you can celebrate not being one of 2 teams. I think that's a little excessive. And I think a lot of the teams here agree with that. I like to think I'm about, I wouldn't necessarily say that old school in a baseball mind. I'd say kind of halfway to old school compared to the new school thoughts. A lot of these coaches on the Cape are full on old school, and they would not be into celebrating for something that 8 out of 10 teams do. There's a ground ball to second, and on the 6-4 force out, we are done with the top of the 4th inning. So we're into the bottom of the 4th. The Braves will send 5, 6, 7 to the plate, looking to get one back. This is the same part of the order that scored a run in the 2nd inning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Bottom of the 4th inning, a big chance for this Bourne offense to get one back with 5, 6, 7 coming to the plate. This is the same part of the order that brought home the first run of the game. That happened after Jason Torres led off the inning with a double into right center field. He was later brought home on the Mark Quattrani RBI single. Caden McDonald hoping to not allow those runners on here. He had a 1-2-3 inning last time out to bounce back from giving up the run. That was the first run that he had allowed in 3 starts.
It's been really impressive to see McDonald work so far. The first time against Bourne as a starter. But his efficiency has really been his main thing. Just about 10 pitches per inning to begin. Really impressive.
Swing and a miss from Torres on the low heater. It's 0-2. It's been a very different outing here for McDonald than it was his last time out. He's already allowed 4 ground outs. He allowed just 3 in 5 innings 6 days ago. The control definitely a little bit better, though, for McDonald today than it was in his last outing. 26 strikes and just 9 balls so far today. His last outing was 45 strikes with 26 balls. This is outside there on the curve. It's 2-2 to Torres. Wasn't initially in the starting lineup for the Braves. It was Riker Waite, but he was taken out after the first inning. Torres ropes one up the middle. That bounces off the bag and takes a weird hop, but either way, it's a leadoff single for Jason Torres, and what a start to his day. He's 2 for 2 already.
This is a really promising sign for the Bourne Braves as he enter that playoff push. Having a guy who's a really high caliber player out of Alabama, their standard third baseman, stepping up and now playing his best offensive game of the year, that's something you really like to see, Adam, as especially you can add him as another bat into this lineup that's going to be efficient.
Jason Torres reached base twice yesterday on hit by pitches. He reaches twice today on a single and a double, and he's now doubled his hits on the season. Drew Wires takes a first pitch slow curveball at just 71 that enters through the front door.
McDonald did not use that curveball a lot in his Cape League season so far, offering it a little bit more against this Bourne team as he faces a little bit tougher batters than he usually does.
He's already given up 5 hits today, including 2 doubles. Those were the first 2 hits of the day from the Braves, from the number 3 hitter and number 5 hitters, Braden Holcomb and Jason Torres, first time through the order. Since then, 3 singles allowed. Gaten McDonald still has not walked anyone. He hasn't hit any batters. He's done such a good job of getting himself ahead in counts, and he is here. The 1-2 to Drew Wires on its way. He hits it foul down the third base line. But Devon, you have to, of course, give credit here to McDonald for how good his control has looked, but Bourne has also been very aggressive swinging the bat recently.
They have.
We saw this yesterday, a bunch of first pitch outs and first pitch balls put in play.
Yeah, yesterday it was a really, really quick start for Bourne. They went down 1-2-3 in the first inning against a pitcher who had control problems. Of course, not the case here for McDonald, but they have been aggressive early in counts. Maybe a mentality that
Wires slaps it the other way. It's into the glove of the right fielder Turner for the first out.
Maybe a mentality that Scott Landers wants to adopt from his hitters, but you look at these last 2 games, not the best offense from Bourne in both.
Here's Mark Quattrani. He had an RBI single back in the second. That was his 15th run batted into the summer. It's right near the Bourne team lead. .71-mile-an-hour curveball finishes right down the middle. No action yet in the Wareham bullpen in right field. Jack Brown is getting loose in the Bourne bullpen in left field, the right-hander out of Louisville. So it could be the end of Folger Boaz's day.
You look at Boaz so far, it's not been the most efficient day for him. 81 pitches and 47 strikes.
Gave up 1 run in each of the first 3 innings, put up his first 0 in the top of the 4th. Bourne trying to counter that with a run for themselves here. The last time these teams played, the Braves were up 9-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. Wareham then scored 8 unanswered and put a runner in scoring position with a chance to tie it in the bottom of the 9th. So both these teams know a game isn't over until the final out. It's been a pretty wild season series between these teams. Back on July 3rd, the only other game here at Durham Park. The payoff misses inside for a walk. It was a Bourne victory, but we actually left the field with Wareham leading. They had taken a lead in the top half of an inning. Game got canceled due to weather. Bourne never had a chance to come to the plate in the bottom half of that inning. And so therefore the score reverted back to the start of the inning, and the Braves ended up winning that game.
Really unorthodox, so we haven't really seen a true 9-inning baseball game played here at Dorn Park. That last one cut short, and if anything, was leaning in favor of Wareham when the game was banked.
Visit out on the mound. There's no action out in the Gateman bullpen, but after the 2 runners allowed on here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the first walk given up of the day by Caden McDonald, his pitching coach is out on the mound. That's Eric Luxus, the Tampa, Florida native. Luxus is the pitching coach, or used to be the pitching coach at Strawberry Crest High School down in Florida. That's where Eric Beatty's the head coach, the former manager out on the Cape, as well as the Bourne Brave Cape League Hall of Famer. So after the mound visit, Luxus heads back into the Gateman dugout, and big spot here for Caden McDonald. He's got runners on first and second, and Ryan Cooney at the plate. The Bourne second baseman, playing in his 25th game this year, has 5 RBIs. This is just the second time today that the Braves have multiple base runners on at the same time. The first time that they have it with less than 2 outs. Ryan Cooney swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
Went down really quick last time up against McDonald. First pitch, pop out to second base. You want to work the count a little bit here. Cooney gets to see more pitches from McDonald, get a little bit more comfortable, and capitalize on this runner in scoring position in Torres.
McDonald looking to bounce back after giving up his first walk of the day. Cooney bounces it to second. Here's a double play chance. No, it bounces away from the shortstop, Ramirez. Torres crosses home, and it's a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Both runs scored so far for Bourne off very similar plays. High bouncing ground balls that this Wareham middle infield just can't adjust to. They don't know how to field it. The infield really here at Dorn Park is a difficult one. And once again, the same way you described it last time, Adam, the home field advantage in full effect for the Bourne Braves.
That is called an E6 against Christopher Ramirez. That's the first error of the day by Wareham. And now it's the number 9 hitter, John Legrande, with Mark Quattrani on second and Ryan Cooney on first. Braves could tie it. Swing and a miss, though, on the first pitch, a 72-mile-an-hour curveball. Legrande hit a single into right field his first time up. He is tied for the Bourne team lead with 16 RBIs. Leads the Braves with 7 doubles. We've already seen 2 doubles from this offense today. Not the fastest runners on base, and Mark Quattrani on second and Ryan Cooney on first. The base hit could tie this game, though. Legrande is choked up on the bat. You're in a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Ball outside on the changeup. Legrande went 0 for 3 yesterday, but he was 1 for 5 the game before that. Watches a pitch bounce in front of the plate. Legrande has been stuck at 16 RBIs on the season for a while now. His last one was all the way back on July 21st, 9 days ago. But could retake the team lead here with a base hit to bring home the runner on second in Mark Quattrani. 2-2. Fouled off. It's Shea Went, the right-handed pitcher out of Creighton, getting loose right now in the Wareham bullpen. The Braves haven't faced a starter that has gone less than 5 innings in 4 games. Caden McDonald in trouble here, though. 1 out, runners on first and second. He's already allowed 1 to cross here in this bottom of the 4th. Legrande takes a big hack and a miss on an outside curveball. And there's a big strikeout for Caden McDonald, his second of the day. That's the second out of the bottom of the 4th.
That's a huge one right there for McDonald. Things looking a little bit troubling right now, considering his standard has gone 5 innings in each of his last 3 starts. Exactly what Wareham wants him to do here, but this Bourne team giving him a lot of trouble.
Big chance here for Gavin Kelly. 0 for 2 today. He flew out to center in the first, grounded out to short in the second. Got a chance to give his team the lead or tie it. He hit a home run yesterday. That was his first long bomb of the season. It was a 2-run shot. Bourne does still have the least homers in the league this year with just 13. Only a few of them here at home. Not a surprise considering this is the most pitcher-friendly park in the league. 330 down the left field line, 396 in center field, and 330 down the, or 300 down the right field line. However, it quickly gets to 360 by the time you get to right center. Kelly fouls off. 1-0 offering, and the count even at 1. McDonald went 71 pitches in his last outing. This next one will be his 60th. He's coming on 6 days of rest today, so arm should be good to go as deep as he needs. 1-1. Looper misses up and in. Another 73-mile-an-hour curveball. We've seen McDonald really rely on that breaker.
Just hasn't been able to locate with it as much. Not a lot of Bourne swings to it.
He just got a swing and miss strikeout against John LeGrande, the last batter. Now the leadoff man, Gavin Kelly, takes a pitch. That's a called strike. The count even at 2 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Braves have already got 1 run across to make it a 1-run game and have a chance to tie it if Gavin Kelly can send a ball into the outfield and drop it down. Quattrani, the lead runner on second, taking a big lead. Kelly hits that through the right side. Quattrani gets the wave. The throw comes home. The tag is in time. Scott Landers is not happy with that call. He's on his way out to home plate as the right fielder, Colby Turner, tags out Mark Quattrani at home for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Bourne was that close to tying it up, but a big play from Colby Turner and a good tag from Drew Rogers. Before we go to break, I'd like to thank a few of our sponsors. Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with the Cape Zone Keith Bildo? Then join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at the K-Plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. The Braves will go to the bullpen as we return for the top of the 5th inning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton CAT before there's 0 time left.
Here we go into the top of the 5th inning at Durham Park. The score, the visiting Wareham Gatemen 3, the home Bourne Braves 2. Bravos also close to evening the game in the bottom of the fourth inning, but an out at home after Gavin Kelly hit a single into right field. And now it's a relief pitcher into the game for the first time today for the Bourne Braves. Folger Boaz's day is done after a decent start. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. He struck out 3 and walked just 3. Faces off here against Chris McHugh. Jack Brown does, and his first pitch is a called strike. The right-hander for the Braves comes out of Louisville. Brown joined the team just a few weeks ago and has been a solid pitcher since he showed up. He's had a couple tough outings, but overall has had good stuff. Retires the first man he sees there on a 6-3 ground out.
Really good start, and you're hoping he can just glide through this game against a really, really good Wareham offense. It's going to give him trouble no matter what. You're going to see Jack Brown get into tough situations unless he throws perfect. That's just the way Wareham is. But you want to see him see more control than Folger Boaz did. Folger got into a lot of tough spots and just couldn't quite keep this Wareham team in check on a low pitch count.
Brown's last outing was 6 days ago, last Thursday against the Falmouth Commodores. And Bourne's 6-5 win, he was the key guy out of the bullpen. He went 2 2/3 shutout. He allowed just 2 hits and put his team in position to win it. Now facing the Wareham pitcher, Caden McDonald. He fouls one off. McDonald could be done on the mound as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. There is still action out in the Gateman bullpen in right field with the right-hander Shea Went. But no matter what, McDonald will stay in the game at the plate as a designated hitter. He's reached base twice today on a walk at an E6. Fouls one off there to go behind 1 and 2 here with 1 gone. McDonald skies it into center. That sends Holcomb back a few steps, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Devon, we've talked about a lot this game how impressive of a player Caden McDonald is. You know, when a swing like that goes 360 feet here at Durham Park where the wind is usually blowing in, that just tells you how powerful of a hitter Caden McDonald is. You know, that looks like a routine pop-up, yet it brought the center fielder back at a field where the center fielder rarely has to go back.
Yeah, it's really, really special. McDonald is just impressed, to say the least. 6 home runs and has been a really good starter, too.
Chase Cruson takes the first pitch, a called strike on an upstairs cutter.
We haven't seen any two-way in the Cape League this summer come even close to what we've seen from McDonald. Noah Franco for Bourne couldn't do it. Emvin Dempsey with Harwich couldn't do it either.
A 1 laced into center. Holcomb this time just moves straight to his left, and he makes the grab for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Brown to get his game going out of the bullpen. We're into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Braves send 2-3-4 to the plate, looking to even things up.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and it is a new pitcher in the game for the Wareham Gatemen. So still a really solid start from Caden McDonald. He goes 4 innings and gives up just 2 runs on 6 hits. He walked just 1 and struck out 2. And he gives way for the right-hander out of Creighton, the Omaha, Nebraska native Shea Went. He stands at 6'1", 205 pounds. Has had a bit of an up-and-down summer. He's pitched in 10 games and has an ERA of 6. 1-0 record. He's gone 15 innings total. Like a lot of guys this season, the walks have been the issue for him at times, 13 of them in those 15 innings.
Last time these two teams faced each other, Went came into the game in the first inning of play when Bourne scored 8 runs. 2 of those runs attributed to Went, so this is a guy they can hit off and have hit off before, and they need to start it right here, Adam.
Big chance here for the Bourne Bats to potentially tie this game as they've now got into the bullpen. It's a big topic of conversation at this point of the season on the Cape, Devon. A lot of the times, the big goal on offense is to have a great day when it comes to early offense, to get to the bullpen early, because those relievers can struggle a lot. Cade Lewis 0 for 2 today. He struck out swinging his last time up when he led off the 3rd. It's the only time he's led off an inning today. You know, with Shea Wen on the mound at Omaha, Nebraska, this reminded me something of really random, Devon, that I saw on Twitter the other day.
Hit me.
One of the coolest things that I think I've seen, this guy, Mark McLaughlin, has a full collection of high school football helmets in the state of Nebraska, and he has every single high school in the state of Nebraska, like their football helmet.
Wow.
Lewis lines one into center, and that's a single. So Bourne has its leadoff man on for the 3rd time today, and the 3rd time in the last 4 innings.
Center fielder number 34, Braden Holcomb.
I'll bring Braden Holcomb up. Were you ever a mini helmet in your standings guy? That was a big part of my childhood. On the wall in my room, we had like baseball, hockey, and I'd keep all the standings with the helmets.
I didn't have the mini helmets. I had one mini helmet. I had a Seattle Seahawks one.
Okay.
Because I'm all Seattle sports fan. And actually, I went to Lumen Field, toured the field last year.
Okay.
And they had every single high school football helmet in the state of Washington in a part of the stadium on the wall.
That. I like that.
It was pretty cool.
Very cool. Braden Holcomb, a Florida native, pulls back the bunt on the first pitch.
Now, it's a little bit more impressive for an individual and not a sports franchise to collect.
For one guy to do it and not the Seattle Seahawks, who I imagine
millions of dollars.
Yeah,
but still.
Well,
cool
just also if the Seattle Seahawks reach out and say, "Hey, can you send us something?" compared to just this random guy on Twitter.
That's a good point.
Whoa, that gets way away from Wen into the backstop. Lewis advances 90 feet.
How do you even collect helmets like that? Like, do you just say, "Hey, I'm trying to get one over your team"? Do you have to pay for it? Do you, go in person?
Actually, now that you say that, I imagine they're custom made.
Okay, that's.
I don't think
that's less impressive. I think.
Is it? I almost disagree, because if he's custom making the full helmet for over 270 high school football teams.
Well, I could do that if I had enough money, But like, if you just
no, I think it's more of an art form than you're giving it credit for.
If he's doing it himself, then yes.
Yes.
If he's getting somebody else to do it, then.
That gets away from the catcher. It's back-to-back pitches that have gone awry. And Cade Lewis advances all the way to 3rd, and so just like that, Bourne now has the tying runner just 90 feet away here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You have to score a run here now. Braden Holcomb at the plate. He's followed by Sefcik. It's still really important that Bourne look at this game and take advantage of Shea Went as an opportunity to take the lead.
Holcomb hit a double back in the first. Takes a hack and a miss at that pitch. Low and outside, ball 4. The Braves have the runners on the corners. So Shea Went struggling here out of the bullpen. He gave up a leadoff single and a couple wild pitches and now has walked Cade Lewis. So that brings one of the more hot hitters to the plate for the Bourne Braves, Cal Sefcik. He's been exceptional over the last 10 days, hitting well over 300 with 3 RBIs. Braden Holcomb is jogging back towards the Bourne dugout. And you can tell just the magnitude of this moment here as Scott Landers has called for a meeting, Devon. Now, this isn't something that we see that often, but runners on the corners. We could see the Braves try a bunch of different things here. You know, you have the potential for a double steal, a squeeze bunt, you know, all of those things possible right now, especially when you look at Braden Holcomb being one of the fastest players really in the league at first base.
100%, but you do have to think about Cade Lewis, not as fast at third base, hasn't attempted to steal this season, so the squeeze could be a little bit difficult with the play at home. But Adam, I just think it goes to show that this game has that magnitude. This game is extremely important to both the Bourne Braves and Scott Landers, and Coach Landers recognizes that too as not just any other regular season game.
This is the 5th to last game of the season. With a win, the Braves are 1 game behind Wareham. If Wareham wins, they'd be 3 games up on Bourne with 4 to go, so almost clinching it. Sefcik back up the middle, off the glove of the second baseman, Randall, and into center. Lewis scores. We're all leaving at 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Cal Sefcik, since the day he showed up, has been one heck of a hitter for the Bourne Braves. And he evens the score at 3 with his 4th RBI of the season. And the Braves have put their first 3 hitters on against the first man out of the bullpen, Shea Went.
He's been extremely special, Adam. Going into this game, 3 consecutive games with multiple hits for Sefcik. Really been the hottest hitter for the Braves in this last week. You're hoping he can continue to do that going into the playoffs, but just a gift his return was to this team after having to leave with an injury. He continues to show how impactful he is, and now this game tied. It's a whole new ball game with McDonald out of the game and the Bourne Braves even in score.
Here's Jason Torres. He's already had his best day of the season at the plate, 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Couldn't pull back the bunt. Bourne's also got 2 really fast runners on now with Holcomb at second and Sefcik on first. Now a chance to potentially grab the lead here in the bottom of the 5th after going down 2-0 and 3-1 at the beginning of this game.
That's why you saw the bunt potentially squeeze just to move the runners.
Pitch clock violation on the pitcher Went, and that'll even the count at 1-1.
And everything that's happened this inning between the 2 wild pitches, the walked batter, and the hit from Sefcik are just compounding on itself to bring a little bit more mental stress onto Shea Went. You've got to be really tough here if you want to escape this inning with just 1 run allowed.
Went's allowed 2 singles so far with a walk in between them. He throws back to first. The thing that really hurt him, too, were the 2 wild pitches that put Cade Lewis on third before the walk. He probably would have scored no matter what on that Cal Sefcik single into center, but it would have at least been a close play and not a guarantee. Torres swinging away. He takes a pitch high, and it's 2-1. That first bunt attempt from Torres almost looked like he was just trying to block the eyesight of the catcher, Rogers. We've seen that been a strategy this season for Bourne. We've seen a couple runs cross of you put the bunt down, just try and block the eyesight of the catcher and
hope for a
force a wild pitch.
Yep.
Exactly. Went misses upstairs, and the count 3 balls and a strike. One away from loading the bases with no outs. Ball 4 outside. Jason Torres reaches base for the 3rd time already today here in just the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Bourne Braves have loaded the bases for Drew Wires. He's got 6 RBIs, I should say, on the summer. Wires hit 2 home runs in last week's game against the YD Red Sox. He's been in a bit of a slump as of late. 0 for 2 today, went 0 for 3 yesterday. But we have seen him be so dangerous so many times this year. And before Wires gets a chance to swing the bat, there'll be a mound visit, the pitching coach on his way out.
Action going in the bullpen right now for Wareham. Ty Stark, the lefty out of Louisville, has been really good this season, a 3.18 ERA. So maybe a guy you hope to salvage things compared to Went, who's just faced some trouble from this Bourne lineup. I think it really just goes to show how good Caden McDonald play, allowing just those 2 runs and around 5 or 6 hits. He was really good, and now that you see a pitcher just a level below McDonald, Bourne capitalizing on it.
And so a call to the bullpen for the Wareham Gatemen here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4 each in a row for the Braves. They bring across a run and load the bases with no outs. Drew Wires will have the bases loaded when the new pitcher, Ty Stark, enters the game.
Baby, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. Group, protecting the
Big spot here for the lanky lefty against the bottom of the Bourne order. Drew Wires, the number 6 hitter, 0 for 2 today. But he's got Braden Holcomb on third, Cal Sefcik on second, and Jason Torres on first. The Braves have put 1 run across in this inning as well as the last. A chance to take the lead after falling behind 3-1 after 3 innings. Drew Wires. The first pitch. This is upstairs.
You can already see how different of a pitcher this is going to be for the Bourne Braves. You started with a righty in McDonald. Shea went also righty. You switch things to a lefty in Stark, who keeps the ball hidden for so long in his motion, kind of just whips it out right at the final moment before his release.
Wires has just one bases loaded at bat this season, and he struck out swinging on it, but ahead 2-0 here. As a team with the bases loaded, the Bourne Braves are hitting .314 this summer with 30 RBIs in 35 attempts. 2 games ago, Mark Quattrani hit a grand slam, the first of the year for Bourne. Wires takes a pitch called strike. Good pitch there from Ty Stark, and he's battled back after starting behind 2-0. He's evened it at 2-2. Stark, not a velocity guy. He mainly just goes sinker, changeup, slider, and rarely will get above 85 miles an hour. The weird arm angle, though, from the left side, it's a tough guy to face. As Wires pops it up. Tough play for the third baseman, but a great job by Jack Kale to bring it in for the first out.
Yeah, really solid job. Not a ball that really anyone was thinking they could get to, except for the third baseman in Kale. That's a hustle out and one he earned.
So now it's the man who hit the grand slam 2 games ago, Mark Quattrani. That was his last game that he played in, did not appear yesterday. He's had a really solid start to his day today. He's reached base on two plate appearances. A single back in the second, that was an RBI. And he walked back in the fourth before being out at home. Got the bases juiced with 1 out and a chance to give his team the lead. A bouncer towards third. This could be a double play. The throw goes home for the first out. Now to first, and that one is late. The Gatemen are calling for interference, saying that Holcomb ran into the catcher, but doesn't seem like Jim Fonseca agrees. Ryan Smythe is now on his way out to the mound.
For a moment there, it didn't even look like the catcher in Rogers was even on the bag. But they do call the out.
Yeah, definitely think that he kept that foot on. Holcomb was out at home. All the other runners up 90 feet. So it's Sefcik to third and Torres to second. Mark Quattrani will be on first, but before Ryan Cooney gets a chance to hit with the bases loaded and 2 outs, the 3 umpires, Jim Fonseca, Anthony Letizio, and J.C. Fernandez, will conference in front of the mound about a potential interference from Braden Holcomb, the man who was running home. This could be a game-changing call here. We'll go from Bourne having the bases loaded to the Braves having stranded the bases loaded. I guess the question is, did Holcomb hit the catcher before or after the throw? And if he did run into the catcher after the throw, does that still matter at all for an interference? To be honest, I'm not sure if it's after the throw, what the rule is.
Seems as though it was maybe right as the throw was going. But at the same time, it's Holcomb's right to go home and try and make the play.
It didn't seem like Holcomb, at least in the moment, went out of his way to run into Rogers. Now, if Rogers is standing on the plate, he's got nowhere to go, but the umpires say that Quattrani is out. The interference against Braden Holcomb, and so it's a double play to end the 5th inning. But the Bourne Braves do tie it up at 3 on the Cal Sefcik RBI single. Before we go to break, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com, and go Braves. Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro at the Cape Zone Keith Bildo? Then join us at the Capeplex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the Capeplex today and unleash your full potential. located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Be back in a moment for the 6th inning.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There's a zero chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance. 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's zero time left.
We're into the 6th inning here at Dorham Park. It has been an exciting one so far. We're all even at 3, and it's been all one-run innings. The Gatemen put up a run in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The Braves then countered with ones of their own in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th. So that sends us into the 6th. Jack Brown, the right-hander out of Louisville, is back out onto the bump for his 2nd inning. He put Wareham down 1-2-3 his first time out on a ground out to short and 2 flyouts to center. That 5th inning was a very efficient one with the 1-2-3, and it only took 8 pitches for Jack Brown. Here's the 9th of his outing. This is upstairs to Colby Turner, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to short in the 1st and a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 3rd. That was the 3rd run of the game. In the game that we talked about earlier today, where Bourne was up big over Wareham and then almost gave it up and lost it. It was 9-0 and then ended 9-8. Jack Brown was the pitcher where things started to fall apart. He really has not been bad at all other than that one outing, but it's completely tanked his ERA. He hasn't given up more than 1 earned run in any other outing, but that one against Wareham, he gave up 6 in just a 1/3 of an inning, so it's really hurt his ERA in what's been otherwise a great summer. Pitch launched foul by Colby Turner, and that's a 2-strike count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A beautiful breaking ball low and outside. And that is the first strikeout for Jack Brown. First out of the top of the 6th. And so now that brings the number 7 hitter, Hayden Yost, to the plate. He is 1 for 2 today, singled into center back in the 2nd. He was then out at 2nd, caught in a fielder's choice. We've been talking about the playoff scenarios throughout this game, and the big one to watch for Bourne fans. If there's any chance to clinch the playoffs today, they would have needed the Falmouth Commodores to lose. Well, unfortunately, at Gov Fuller Field, Falmouth is up 10-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning, so at least for now, it seems like their season will continue on. Falmouth went up 8-1 before, or 8-0 before Hyannis finally got one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jack Brown has retired the first 4 batters he's faced. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Jack Brown to start this top of the 6th. And he's now retired the first 5 batters he's faced.
Just really special right now from Jack Brown. You talked about it, Adam, but he's looked spectacular in all outings except for that one against Wareham. So now he shows up, and he's really making a case that he could be a strong reliever for Bourne in any playoff game and down the line.
So it's Jack Kale. He's 1 for 7 this summer. Looking to be the first to reach base against Jack Brown, who's retired the first 5. Brown, the 2-0. Lifted into left. LeGrande under it. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. 6 up, 6 down for Jack Brown out of the bullpen. You can't get any more perfect than that. And it took a very, very little amount of pitches, just 21 of them, to get 6 outs for Jack Brown. So with that, we're to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 8-9-1 to the plate for the Bourne Braves, looking to take the lead for the first time today.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Ryan Cooney, the number 8 hitter, leads things off for the Bourne Braves. Ty Stark, the lefty, back out onto the mound for the Wareham Gatemen. He came in with the bases loaded in the last inning and got out of it without allowing any runs. He forced a pop-up to 3rd and then a grounder to 3rd. That was a wild play to end the bottom of the 5th inning. Third baseman Kale threw home. They got the force out at home. And then Braden Holcomb ran into the catcher, Drew Rogers, and they called it interference against the runner. And so the batter was out at first base. Really one of the few times this year that we've seen a coach come out and argue, and that's worked.
Yeah, really at all. A lot of times these umpires keep their call, and maybe are a little bit more stubborn. And I think it's good to see the process of conferencing with the other umpires to overturn a decision work.
I think
it's not just stubbornness.
Especially on a call like that where, it's a tough play and it is a judgment call. See all the umpires' thoughts on it. The guy at home and Jim Fonseca is probably paying attention if they get the tag down, or not the tag down, but if the foot's on the plate. That's what he's looking down at. The other guys maybe more paying attention to, where the runner is going, where the runner is running into. Ryan Cooney, 0 for 2 today. Did reach on an error his last time up. Fouls one off the plate here. We're all even at 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. These teams have played very entertaining games this season. Bourne leads the season series 3-1. So we've talked about the Falmouth game going on today. There are 3 other games out on Cape Cod today. One of them already done. The Katuitt Kettleers beat the Harwich Mariners 8-3. Big win for the Cats, who have been struggling as of late. Solidify themselves in the playoffs in the West Division. They're still not locked in, but Katuitt now just half a game behind Bourne. So that's the other thing that we're looking at here, Devon, is not just the Braves having a magic number of 2 and with a win today a chance to potentially win the West, but if they go on a bit of a losing streak here, you're looking at 2 teams within just 1 game of you, and Katuitt 1 point behind and Hyannis 2 points behind.
I think that's certainly something you're focusing on here. Like you said earlier in the broadcast, Adam, I don't think the 1 seed is the end-all, be-all for Bourne, but I do think it'd be really nice to have the 2 seed, too. You get that home plate, or rather home field advantage at home. You face Hyannis or Katuitt, organizations you beat in last year's playoffs. And I think you can beat Wareham in a 3-game series if you face them in the Western Conference Championship. This is a team that Bourne has had a lot of success on so far. They're having success today in the tie game at home against their ace. So you just got to make sure that you set yourself up to get that home game in the first round. I don't know if it's really on their mind. They're just hoping to win games, but if they do go on a losing streak, that would certainly be in jeopardy.
We were talking yesterday, Devon, to some of the other broadcasters around the league, and the big consensus from all of them is that they thought that this Wareham team is really, really good and really dangerous because of what they've done, especially recently. Bourne hasn't necessarily felt that, though, as Cooney flies out to right field for the first out of the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that's what the conversation was. I was giving my opinion of, I think it's probably going to be Bourne or Wareham the way things look right now, and the consensus on the other side was it's going to be Wareham. They're going to be the team to come out of the West Division. And I think so often are people looking at this league blinded by the regular season performances and not understanding that that doesn't really give you the clearest picture of what teams are going to do in the playoffs. Bourne really hot going into a lot of the playoffs before they have the win streak but don't have the overall record. I do think they can easily make a push this season.
John LaGrande potentially punting for a base hit there. The third baseman, Kale, was playing pretty far back.
For me, I think there's one difference between Bourne and every other team in the West Division, and that's Scott Landers. I mean, there's no reason to say that he isn't the best manager in the Cape League based on what he's done these last 3 seasons before this one. It's just an undeniable resume, by far the best of any manager.
Yeah, I don't think it's a doubt, especially after Mike Roberts and Jeff Trundy have left the league. I mean, you're looking at Scott Pickler and YD, who's got more titles and more wins than anyone in Cape League history. However, at least recently, no one has done what Scott Landers has done, winning 3 straight West Division championships. The year before that, winning the title as the pitching coach at Brewster, winning 2 championships in his first 3 years. Of course, you don't have the longevity that Pickler does in 27 seasons, but the short term, no one's ever had a start this good to their Cape League coaching career, as John LeGrande works a walk with 1 out, and Bourne will send the top of the order back up here in the bottom of the 6th.
And I think it's a message to everyone looking at this league. I don't know if you fill out brackets in the playoffs, but understand that your record does not signify how good you are in the playoffs. Last year, Bourne was the 4th seed, just the last team to make the playoffs in their division, and Harwich the same, a team that went on a 12-game losing streak in the month of July.
Harwich was 8 games under 500 in the regular season before winning the Cape League title. A true testament that all you have to do is make it into the playoffs and then anything can happen. Wareham is the only team on the Cape that has already clinched a playoff spot. Bourne had a chance to do that today if they got some help from Falmouth. Doesn't look like that's the case. The Commodores now up 13-1. That'll be a run rule victory for Falmouth. So Bourne, with a win today, could put itself into the playoffs with either a win or a Falmouth loss tomorrow. LeGrande caught in a rundown, throw to second, and they get the tag down for the out. John LeGrande is caught stealing for the 6th time this summer. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th with the leadoff man Gavin Kelly at the plate. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Ty Stark, 6'6", and it seems like I would say about 5'6" of that, or maybe 4'6", is all in the legs. He's got maybe some of the longest legs that we've seen out here on the Cape. Just such a funky delivery from the left side, almost sidearm.
Really long arms, too. So you get the advantage as a pitcher of having those long legs on the stride and the long wingspan.
Just 6'6", his release height is about 3 feet and 6 inches off the ground. Kelly flies it into center. Easy play for Yost, and there's the 3rd out. The Braves bring the minimum to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. But before we go to break, we will send things down to our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, as the Bourne Braves are tied with the Wareham Gatemen 3-3 going into the 7th inning. Ariel, take it away.
Well, Adam, I had a chance to talk with pitching coach Kevin Kern before tonight's game and how he's approached coaching this summer. When some pitchers are here for such a short period of time, he told me, first of all, he goes and understands what they're trying to work on here, comes up with common goals, a common language so that they're able to work together. And then from there, when pitchers first show up, he has an index card he gives them for them to write down their strengths, their weaknesses, and declare what area of improvement that they're looking to work on from while they're here. And from there, he uses bullpen time to work on specifics with them.
Ariel, thank you so much. We'll be back in a moment for the 7th inning, all even at 3 between the top 2 teams in the Cape League West Division.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
What a beautiful shot of the moon as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Now, There's some debate up here between Devon and I. I'm saying that's more of a half moon. Devon thinks that's a waxing crescent. But either way, a beautiful shot as Jack Brown heads back out onto the mound, and the first pitch is roped to third and caught on the line by Cade Lewis. So just like that, the number 9 hitter, Drew Rogers, has retired.
We can look at this debate objectively, Adam. There's actually a website that tells us, and you want to read it out for everybody?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's what Devon said. Top of the order up here in the top of the 7th. Braden Randall 1 for 3 today. Doubled into center back in the 2nd. He walked back in the 4th. His 1 out today was a fly out in the 1st to start the game. Jack Brown has retired the first 7 that he's seen. 3 flyouts, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a line out. First pitch is a called strike to Randall. You have to think there's just that extra little ounce of motivation for Jack Brown after the last time he pitched against Wareham. It didn't go well to, against this same team, turn it around and put out a good performance.
I think undoubtedly. I mean, he had his worst outing of the season his last time out. Just based on the numbers, he had a few appearances going into it where he looked really solid, no earned runs, 1 earned run, then allows 6 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning. You want to get back, understand that you are not the pitcher that showed itself against Wareham last time. Also reminds me of Brewster when Landon White allowed 5 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning, and his next time out against Brewster pitched 4 innings scoreless and earned the win.
Jack Brown's got 5 scoreless innings in a row. Again, he's retired the first 7 he's seen here. Braden Randall down on the count 1-2 in the top of the 7th. Just outside. Here's the 2-2. That's outside again. That time a fastball at 89. And the count runs full. Folger Boaz, Bourne starter, walked 3 today. Jack Brown, first guy out of the bullpen, hasn't given up a base runner. But at risk of doing so for the first time here, the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Filthy curveball. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Jack Brown, 2nd out at the top of the 7th.
This is stuff right now we have only really seen matched by Will Whalen as a reliever, just shutting every single batter down and not letting a single one on. Whalen did that with 7 up, 7 down on Sunday against Chatham.
Chris Ramirez is 0 for 3 today. Logan Beavis, who I think would be the other reliever that we've seen come in and dominate. He went 6 up, 6 down earlier this season in a close win against Orleans. But we haven't seen anyone, I don't think, go 9 up, 9 down out of the bullpen. Jack Brown, a chance to do that here with 2 gone in the top of the 7th. He misses the zone again and down 2-0. Wareham doesn't have a hit since the 2nd inning. They had all 5 hits today in the first 2. 2 in the first, 3 in the 2nd. Since then, they had 1 reach on a walk in the 3rd, 1 on a walk in the 4th, and a man reach on an error in the 3rd. Other than that, everyone's been retired. The offense has just hit a brick wall. The 2-1 offering from Jack Brown. Upstairs fastball, and it's another 3-ball count. Brown looking to go 9 up, 9 down. Here's the pitch. Grounder to 3rd. This could do it. The throw to 1st is in time. What a performance from Jack Brown out of the bullpen. 9 up, 9 down. Truly spectacular. So with that, it's time to stretch here at Bourne Park. We go into the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-3-4 up for the Braves. Same part of the order that brought them a run to tie the game in the 5th. Don't go anywhere. We've got an exciting final finish up here at Bourne Park.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
As we reach the bottom of the 7th inning, the Wareham Gatemen go to their 4th pitcher of the day. So Ty Stark's day is done. A really good performance from the lefty out of Louisville. He went 2 innings, didn't allow any runs. He walked 1 and struck out no one. He didn't allow any hits either. His Louisville teammate Jack Brown getting the job done on the other end for Bourne. So still a tight game now for Tommy Skelding, the right-hander out of the University of Kentucky. He's appeared in 7 games this year and has a 7.56 ERA and 8 1/3. He's allowed 8 hits, walked 6, and struck out 8. Skelding got the loss in the second game between these teams this season. He gave up 4 runs on 3 hits in 2 innings. Goes off against 2-3-4 in the Bourne lineup. Big opportunity here for the Braves with the heart of the order up. Skelding also pitched against Bourne the last time these teams played. He ended the game and went 2 innings and didn't give up any runs or any hits.
That was in a big moment, a lot of pressure when his offense was making a severe comeback. Just narrowed a 9-run lead to just 1, and he defended that comeback. So you step in here in another high-pressure situation. This game is just as important to Bourne as it is to Wareham at the end of the day, and they want it too. Look, last time for Bourne, it was Cade Lewis who started this rally back in the 5th inning when Bourne stranded the bases loaded and only scored 1 run. Hoping they can do it again here, Adam. It's been a really up and down Bourne offense and doesn't feel like they've been no hit for a couple innings because they seem like they're in control with what Jack Brown's doing on the other side.
Bourne did get a runner on in the last inning as John LeGrande walked, but he was caught stealing, so the Braves just ended up bringing the minimum to the plate. They brought 6 up the inning before that, and that's why Cade Lewis leads it off again. This is his 3rd time leading off an inning today. And he reaches base for the 2nd straight time, works a walk on the full count, and a good start for the Braves against the 4th pitcher of the day for the Gatemen. Now it's Braden Holcomb. 1 for 2 today, and now he's got a chance to avenge himself for a very awkward play that I don't even know how much you can say is his fault, where he ran into the catcher that ended the 5th inning on what could have been a at least extending fielder's choice from Mark Quattrani, but he ended up being caught out at first as Holcomb had ran into the catcher, and it was a double play.
Really don't think that was Holcomb's fault. I think it was just the unfortunate decision of the side of the umpires. Maybe he approaches it differently in the future.
Tried to put a bunt down and couldn't hold back. It's 0-2. Looks like a couple guys stretching out in the Bourne bullpen in left field. 3 arms starting to walk around and get loose. Holcomb takes a big hack and a miss on a nice off speed, and there's a strikeout for Tommy Skelding, first out of the bottom of the 7th. Looks like Jackson Baker and Packy Bradley Cooney both warming up in the Braves bullpen. So it's both two right-handed options, Baker and Bradley Cooney. Not too many lefties on the Bourne pitching staff right now. One of them pitched last night in Colton Hartman. And you have a bunch of starters. Folger Boaz, who got the start today. Matthew Shorey, who started yesterday. Other than that, it's just Joshua Reed and Will Whalen out of the bullpen. Back pick to first. Lewis back in time. It's going to be interesting to see how Scott Landers uses his bullpen over the next week. Have to have it in the back of your mind what guys will be available at the start of the playoffs once you do clinch. Sefcik hits a roller to second. Only option is to first for Randall. He gets the second out of the inning. Cade Lewis does advance up into scoring position, though. And now it's Jason Torres to the plate. He has been spectacular today. A single, a double, and a walk. Didn't even get the starting nod. It was initially Riker Wade in the 5-hole, but he had to leave after the first inning. And so Torres stepped in, and now he's delivered. We'll see what he can do here. Go-ahead run on second. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Torres out of Alabama facing off against a fellow SEC man, Tommy Skelding out of Kentucky. First pitch, a ball upstairs. Torres pops that up into shallow right center. Long run for Hayden Yost, but he brings it in and makes the catch for the 3rd out. The Braves get the go-ahead runner into scoring position, but strand him there on no hits, no errors, and no runs scored in the bottom of the 7th inning. With that, we're into the 8th. It's a tight one on a big, big night at Dorn Park. Jack Brown has retired 9 in a row out of the bullpen. He's back out onto the mound for his 4th inning. We'll be back in a moment. Devon Jarvis will take over the play-by-play when we return for the 8th.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools, too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
The Bourne Braves and Wareham Gatemen are into their final 2 innings here at Dorn Park. Devon Jarvis alongside Adam Gotkin in a very, very important game that could decide the first place spot in the West Division. Wareham up by 4 points and 2 wins over the Bourne Braves. And with a win today, Bourne cut that lead to just 2 points or 1 win. But it's been a really tough battle. 3-3 the score. Jack Brown on the mound as a reliever for Bourne, replacing the starter in Boaz. He's gone 9 up, 9 down against Wareham. First batter he sees is Chris McHugh. McHugh was the first batter that Brown saw, of course. And we'll try and break this perfect streak for Brown, who's just been exquisite. First 2 pitches, a ball and a strike. That one, the changeup there for Brown at 88. He hasn't had this success against Wareham in the past. His last time against the Gatemen, just 1/3 of an inning and 6 earned runs. But he works well here. Chopped grounder. Cade Lewis at third has got the first out. This is exactly what the defense needs to be doing for Bourne if they want to set up the offense to take the lead here. They've been tied since the bottom of the 5th inning and on. Now here in the top of the 8th, it's getting really close and high pressure from both of these squads. After McHugh went down, it's now Caden McDonald up for Wareham. He was the starter as a pitcher for Wareham in this game as he drives one deep out to left field. It's an easy play for the left fielder in LeGrande, just shuffles over and makes the grab for out 2. Beyond just being efficient in his outs, Jack Brown that is, he's also been efficient in his pitch count. Now up to 37 pitches and just 23 strikes through 3 2/3 innings perfect. So he's been able to give Scott Landers, the field manager for the Bourne Braves, no worry about extending himself in this game. He now faces Chase Cruson. This one up the middle could get through, and it does. The first hit of the day against Jack Brown. There was action going in the bullpen for Bourne. Scott Landers doesn't make a move out of the third base dugout, but Brown's still working efficiently enough and allows his first base runner. Cruson gets on. That's his 2nd hit of the day. Flew out to center field his last time against the Louisville Hurler. So slowly making his way up now is Colby Turner, the right fielder for Wareham in this one. Bourne have protected against this Gateman offense all the way back since the 3rd. Swing and a miss on the first offering. Turner down to the count. No balls, 1 strike. Was the first strikeout of the day last time he was up for Jack Brown. That one at the start of the 6th inning. Pickoff attempt at first, and it's a safe dive for Cruson. Cruson, 4 stolen bases, caught twice this summer with the Gatemen. Rather, instead, 9 stolen bases and caught twice. So really successful this season. Not been a lot of stolen base attempts yet this game. Swing and a miss from Cruson. He's now down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Most of that reason was because of how good Jack Brown has been, this being the first base runner he's allowed since he's come into the game. And before that, Folger Boaz just had a little bit too many wild pitches, so there was no need to steal bags for Wareham. Cruising on the 0-2. Lets it by. It's a ball low and outside. Brown looking to go 4 innings with just 1 hit. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. Don't even care about the runner. It's Jack Brown's relief day. He's been spectacular. 4 innings pitched, just 1 hit, and nobody else on except for that batter. It's Bourne and Wareham tied up at 3 as we take things to the bottom of the 8th inning on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Bottom of the 8th, and the Bourne Braves have 2 more chances to take the lead here before extras. If they want to put pressure on the Wareham Gatemen their last time up, it starts right now with Drew Wires. On the mound, Tommy Skelding. He continues his outing against the Bourne Braves after a successful 7th inning of play, just 4 batters seen, and he kept things pretty quiet. He did allow a runner into scoring position in Cade Lewis, but no damage done. Myers is going to get hit here, and just like that, the first base runner on. Similar to last time, it was also a free pass. Instead, a walk for Cade Lewis. So Myers gets on for the first time today on a hit-by pitch. He's had some inconsistencies, drew a walk yesterday, and is hoping to find the magic he did once again last Tuesday, where he had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. It won't come today, though, unless he again has another appearance later in this game in the 9th or 10th. Mark Quattrani now the new batter. After a day off yesterday, he has been pretty solid. An RBI for the Bourne Braves back in the 2nd inning. Got on with a walk and was potentially going to be safe at first, but instead an interference called at home plate on the throw over toward first base that Quattrani was trying to beat out. Bunt comes down. He just hits the top of the ball, and it goes back into the backstop. Bourne desperately needing some offense. They really threatened back in the 5th inning where they scored just 1 run, left the bases loaded. Or technically just 2 on with the interference call. It was a double play with the bases loaded to end the inning. Quattrani was the hero for Bourne last Sunday. Had a grand slam in their affair against the Chatham Anglers. Bourne ended up winning that game with 6 runs. So with Skelding on the mound, a pitcher Bourne has seen twice before, Bourne will try and do some work.
And there again we see Quattrani put down the bunt. We talked about it. There's a concerted effort to try and blind the catcher when they're doing that. Quattrani did it there. He pulled the bunt back, and the catcher, Rogers, didn't see where the ball was, and it got away from him. Wires just didn't exactly read it correctly, and I understand being very conservative at first base. You don't want to take off for second unless you know you can get there. There's already been a few outs on the base paths in this game for the Braves. This point, tie game. You have a runner on. You don't want to get a runner out on the base paths.
Bunt comes down again. Quattrani pulls it back, and this time it works. Drew Wires dashes into second base. And just as you laid out, Adam, a perfect bunt blind executed.
Now, I think the question is, do you do it again here with the count 2-1? Rogers is out to the mound to talk with Skelding after back-to-back pitches he struggled with. I wonder, what the conversation is here. What can a pitcher do to try and help out a catcher in a situation like this if he's getting blinded? I wonder if maybe it's more fastball heavy because it's the breaking balls that you would lose.
Keep it to fastballs, maybe a potential pitch out, but that's, again, allowing a ball pass, and that's only to Quattrani's advantage right now.
And the runner probably isn't advancing on the throw. It would be on any pass ball.
Exactly.
So I don't think a pitch out would really make much sense here. It's interesting. The quarter infield is in. I don't think Quattrani's really trying to bunt. Wouldn't be shocked if he swings away, and he does there. I don't think the intent was ever to actually put a bunt down in that at-bat.
That was actually a big, maybe mishap by the corners of the infield there to move so far in, because if Quattrani got any power to either side, that's likely a base hit.
Yeah, it would have been a really tough play, especially at first where McHugh was. He was almost in front of the pitcher.
That pitch gets down into the dirt. Count runs full. Yeah, McHugh was probably halfway or 2/3 of the way from home to first. Very far down the line, but that in the past now as Quattrani has worked a full count. He's batting .300 with this Bourne team since his arrival. Has increased to that today.
You got 3 chances here for a base hit to give your team the lead before the 9th.
3-2 into the outfield. Back on it is Cruson. He just makes, it goes over his head. He can't make it, and Wires rounds to score. Cruson just out of his reach, and Quattrani, once again the hero for Bourne, his second RBI of the day, and the Bourne Braves are up 4-3.
Seemed like Cruson was going to get there. At the last second, though, he just barely doesn't. Off the edge of his glove, and then into the lobster trap sign in left center field. Big-time double there for Quattrani. He hit the grand slam back on Sunday before the off day. He puts his team up here going into the 9th. And if you're Bourne, it's not done yet. You need, I think, at least 1 or 2 more to feel comfortable against an offense that's the most dangerous in the league.
This Wareham team also has been spectacular on the road, an 11-6 record heading into this game against the Bourne Braves. Grounder into the outfield, and this could be another. Ryan Cooney sends one past, and Quattrani comes home after Cruson can't field it. Cruson makes the error, and just like that, this game well into the control of the Bourne Braves. They're up by 2, 5-3.
The Braves had a few of those bounces go against them at the start of the game with a couple of errors, but all you have to do is just stay in it, and eventually one of them will go your way. And that time, the left fielder, Cruson, just, missed on it. The ball was right under him, and maybe he was paying too much attention to what the runners were doing. He just didn't bring the ball in and allows the run to score.
Took his eye off the ball and pays the ultimate price for it. Bourne now up by 2 with a good part of the order coming to the plate. It's 9-1-2. Your next 3, still no outs in this one. LeGrande going to show the bunt, bring it back. They're again going to try and do the blinding tactic.
I think with LeGrande, it's maybe more of an actual go for a bunt, with his speed and his ability to potentially beat anything out if he does put his bat on the ball. I think it's maybe more of an actual bunt attempt than with a guy like Mark Quattrani.
Very true. He shows the bunt again, brings it back this time, and takes it for a strike. Also, how valuable would it be to send Cooney all the way to third, and you bring up the top of the order? where a base hit would surely score Cooney, or even a ground out if it's too slow toward the batter.
And you get a sacrifice in play with 1 out and a runner on third.
The 1-1. Swing and a chopped grounder, just foul. McHugh wanted to keep it in, and maybe to his disadvantage or advantage, depending on how the rest of this at-bat plays out. He'll have to do it again. Legrande would probably be fine with that.
Yeah, he would have been, because it would have just been a bunt. We were talking about when Quattrani was at the plate, kind of surprised how far in McHugh was playing. That time we almost saw why you don't maybe want to play in that far, because that almost bounced over his head on the high hop.
1-2, throw towards second. Cooney way safe. Bourne has already scored 2 here in the 8th inning after being scoreless for 2 straight in the 6th and 7th. Skelding looks at the second. Now comes home to Legrande. Left side, this one could get through. Throw gonna go to third. Is it there in time? No! Excellent hustle by Ryan Cooney. Beats out the tag feet first. And you're going to think back to that play by Ramirez, Adam. Was that the right play to go to third?
I think it is in this situation when you're already down by 2 and any more runs starts to make things really, really shaky. You have to try and get the lead runner out there. And that's just a really tough play. It was a great slide by Ryan Cooney. It was a very aggressive and a very violent slide to really get into third with a lot of power and make it tough on the third baseman, Kale, because that's not a guy who's usually used to tagging a runner out in that position at third. It's very rare that you have to do it unless it's a throw from the outfield or something like that. And on most cases, it's a head-first dive. Very rarely is it a foot-first slide, and just a great job by Cooney to get in there.
Back to the top of the order now. And like you said, just a really high baseball IQ play. Understanding in that moment, exactly as you said, just put pressure on the guy at third to make the tag.
I think once you're up by 2 also, it makes a lot of sense for Ryan Cooney to try and go to third on that.
Look at first. In safe is Legrande. He was caught stealing last time. Gavin Kelly at the plate. Still a big chance to extend this lead for Bourne. What a win this would be. He squares to bunt. Runner goes. Brings it back. The throw towards second is off target. But it does hold Cooney at third. Legrande there safe. And now 2 in scoring position for the hot bat in Gavin Kelly. Had a base hit back in the 4th, had a home run yesterday. And heading into this game had a base hit an extra base hit in 2 straight. All of the infielders all the way in now. And Skelding on the mound will try and limit the damage from the Bourne Braves. 0-1 the count. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Hefty wave from Gavin Kelly. High pressure moment for Bourne still. Like you said, Adam, you want to add more, at least 3 runs, and then you feel pretty comfortable going into the 9th. The 0-2 pitch. Swing into the gap to right field. Cooney coming home. Legrande behind him makes the turn. The throw close, and the tag doesn't come. A 2 RBI base hit for Gavin Kelly, and this came on its head. 7-3 the score, above the Gatemen for the Bourne Braves, and there might be a new top dog in the West Division very soon.
That was a big risk from Legrande to go around third and home. He ran right through a stop sign, and the throw was almost on target, but a little bit up the line. Great job by Legrande to juke out of the way and touch the plate.
Another big-time play from Gavin Kelly. And this inning far from over, still no outs. Cade Lewis swings and slices one out of play to the left side, but this is where Skelding came into the game against Lewis, allowed the walk. But in this inning here in the 8th, he's allowed 4 consecutive runners to score to start the inning, and Kelly's on first. Lewis settles in, and Skelding still with a lot of pressure. The 0-1. Over the plate for strike two.
Devon, now the action has stopped in the Bourne bullpen. Jack Brown, even though he's 4 innings into this relief appearance, is just 42 pitches in. I think with a 4-1 lead, you tell him, go out there and give me 5 shutout. Or not even 5 shutouts, just give me a 5-inning win out of the bullpen. And, don't have to use any other arms. Make it just a 2-arm game. I don't think we've seen Bourne have just 2 pitchers throw in a 9-inning game this season.
We have not. Looking to make history this season for the first time with just a 2-pitcher game. As the 1-2 to Lewis. He takes inside. Jack Brown may be the best relief appearance of any Bourne Brave this season. Hard to say it's not with just 1 hit and no other base runners. Here's the 2-2. And Lewis fights it off. If Jack Brown can finish this game in the way he's started the first 4, just out of this world. 13 batters in 4 innings. But it all comes after this bottom of the 8th inning from the Braves. Already has scored 4. Grounder up the middle. This could be 2. Backhanded play. Glove flip there. 6-4-3. A spectacular double play. I mean, how do you even describe that, Chris Ramirez? You flip with the glove and get it done.
That was silly. That was incredible from Chris Ramirez. I think that's the best defensive play that we've seen all season. The glove flip, I mean, that was just disgusting. That was just beautiful. One of those things that you only see a couple times this season and you do not forget.
Really, really special. Not only that, but to beat out Cade Lewis as well with the quickness of the flip. Cade Lewis beat out a double play yesterday by running it out. Braden Holcomb now up with 2 outs. Also a really clutch double play to halt the momentum and give things back to Wareham's control when it comes to this inning defensively. You go from no outs with a runner on to 2 outs and nobody on. Skelding looking to get out of this nightmare inning. And Holcomb fouls one off. The count 1-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. With a win today, the Bourne Braves would hold their spot as second place in the West Division. But with now just 1 game separating them and Wareham, if they finish this season tied with Wareham, it would be Bourne's division to rule as the 1 seed. That is, of course, if the winning percentage isn't affected.
Dumbest math ever with ties. It makes things so difficult when you have to factor in winning percentage. Wareham doesn't have any ties, too, so I think that works in their favor.
The 2-1 to the left side and snagged out of the air by Kale. The Bourne Braves are squared up to once again have a great game against the Gatemen. They're up 4 as we take things to the top of the 9th inning on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Bourne Braves need 3 outs to win.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer.
For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Packy Bradley Cooney on the mound for the top of the 9th inning of play between the Bourne Braves and the Wareham Gatemen. We introduced this game as the most important game to this point of the season for the Braves. Heading into it, the Braves just 4 back of the first place Wareham Gatemen in the West, but also a very big benchmark game. How do the Bourne Braves square up against a team in Wareham that right now have looked at as maybe the best team in the league? Well, we've seen it today. A 7-3 lead for the Braves gives a pretty good estimate on how these two could square off in the playoffs. Bourne, with a win today, would win this season series 4-1. But it's not over until the final out. This Wareham team, the best offense in the league by runs per game. We're going to try and show it right here against Packy Bradley Cooney. He relieves Jack Brown after the best relief outing of any Bourne pitcher on the season. Brown went 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit with no earned runs. It's hard to underemphasize how crucial that was for Bourne potentially winning this game. Also tacked on 4 strikeouts, no walks.
I mean, there's no doubt that that's the difference, because you look at when the bullpen entered the game for Wareham, they had only given up just 2 runs. They were up 3-2.
Hayden Yost down in the count, 1-2. Packy Bradley Cooney has faced this Wareham team before. In his first time out for Bourne, pitched 2 innings, allowed just 1 hit, which was a home run from Hunter Carnes. Bourne did win that game. The 1-2 outside. He's had 1 opportunity to earn a save. That was against YD on the 22nd, where he blew the save. But he did earn the win against Katuitt 4 days later on the 26th, where he came in the 10th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs to go.
You look at Packy Bradley Cooney as one of these arms that's going to be crucial if Bourne wants to go on a deep playoff run. He's as experienced as it gets, 25 years old, oldest player in the Cape League. And he's been here before. This is his 3rd season on the Cape. He played for Wareham 2 summers ago. And he's a guy who really wants to win out here. He's a part of that winning culture. And, you know, he had a rocky outing or 2 to start the summer, but, you know, he's a guy who didn't pitch too much at Alabama. And, you know, here it's going to be a really big chance for him to have some high leverage outings.
The 1-0 is blasted into center field. Jack Cale with the hit, and Braden Holcomb with the grab. Out number 2, and the Braves 1 out away from securing the victory. It comes down now to Drew Rogers. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. With 2 outs, the pitch goes awry against Rogers. And Bourne would truly enjoy the victory of this game. Adam and I talked about how important it was in the pregame. Scott Landers feels that as well. You can see in the way he's approached today with just a little bit more intense focus on the strategy. The mid-inning meetings, well, his team's on offense and just letting his pitchers breathe too. It's been really special. 2-0. Finally, Cooney gets 1 over the plate. He's a strikeout pitcher. Already has one this inning.
And you do have Logan Beavis just throwing a little bit in the bullpen for Bourne in case things get crazy.
Swing and a miss. And the Gatemen down to their final out. Rather strike. This is Rogers' 9th game with the Gatemen. The 2-2 just misses inside. Gatemen had a double earlier today. Also suffered a strikeout to Folger Boas. How sweet would this one be? The shimmy from Bradley Cooney and the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, out 3, ball game. The Bourne Braves take the victory over the Wareham Gatemen 7-3 and are now just 2 points back of first place in the West Division. A spectacular game from the offense, the defense, and it gives you a lot of hope for what this team could do in the playoffs, especially considering that both Bourne and Wareham are on a collision course to potentially face in the West Division playoffs.
The Braves win the season series against the Gatemen 4 out of 5. You know, this is a Wareham team that has instilled a lot of fear into the Cape League this year. They have dominated at times. Bourne has not felt that fear whatsoever. I think if anything, it goes the other way, and Wareham has that fear in them right now. They know if they go up against Bourne in the playoffs, they're taking on a team that has had their number this season and dominated in the playoffs in the past. So, you know, if you're Bourne, I think you come out of this one thrilled. You're now just 1 day away from potentially clinching a playoff spot. The magic number is down to 1. So with the win tomorrow, you're in. Just a great performance today by the Bourne Braves. The offense, the pitching, all around. They just did everything that they needed to give this team the victory.
It was a really special outing. The victory of the season series against the Gatemen, 4 games to just 1 loss, rather 4 wins to 1 loss, is the best performance for the Braves against any organization in the Cape League this summer. They hadn't achieved 4 wins against any squad, and it cannot with the remaining games, but just really special. You've seen this Bourne team have the ups and the downs, but the game today is maybe the most reassuring of the season, I'd say, Adam.
Yeah, and I think the big thing you look at is, again, the bottom of the order getting it done. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all came in to score in this game. It's either at the bottom or the top that gets it done, and I know, of course, it has to be one or the other, but it hasn't been just the top or just the bottom of the order that's been successful for the Braves. It's been one or the other, and to get the bottom of the order going today is big because I think those are the guys that are maybe a bit more fluctuant compared to the top of the order. That's your, Cade Lewis's, Braden Holcomb's, Cal Sefcik's, your guys that you trust day in, day out. So for the bottom of the order to look this good is just so big.
The pitching was fantastic. Started with Folger Boas, who had a really solid day to start. Struggled with control, but still kept it in control for Bourne to win. 4 innings pitched, 3 runs, only 1 earned. But the player of the day and the pitcher of the day was Jack Brown. He pitched 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit, had 4 strikeouts and no other base runners. And he's standing alongside our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined by Jack Brown from Louisville. Jack, you've pitched 4 scoreless innings tonight, 4 strikeouts. What was working for you?
I was filling the zone up with 3 pitches. I think that helped out a lot. Wasn't necessarily overpowering guys, but the sinker, the cutter, and the slider, you throwing them for strikes, you can get guys off balance and get some weak contact. So I was working really well tonight.
And you told me earlier this season that you have a lot of goals while you're down there. Do you feel like you've been able to accomplish some of those goals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think each outing been starting to feel a little better. Everything's been clicking a little bit more and learning something new after each outing. So just trying to get better after each outing, and that was my best one up here. So yeah, it's definitely work in progress. Felt good about that one.
What are you guys going to take from tonight's win and bring it into tomorrow's game?
Mm-hmm. Well, pitching was great tonight. Weathered the storm in the beginning. They came out a little bit hot there. A couple of things were going their way, so just making sure that the bullpen's locking it down. Whoever's starting the game, filling up the zone, limiting the walks, and let the offense do the thing like they did.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ariel, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And Jack Brown, just a fantastic game. We said it before, we'll say it again. The best relief pitching performance from any Bourne Brave on the season to this point? Well, it's been a really fun one today here at Bourne Park, a Wednesday evening classic, a game to remember. And this puts the Bourne Braves back up to 500 at 17-17-2 on the season. They travel to McKeon Park in Hyannis tomorrow to take on another in-division rival. A win there would put the Braves above 500 for the first time this season and potentially securing a tied share for the lead in the West Division with a Wareham loss. They only need one more win to secure a spot in the playoffs, and we'll have to see if they can do it tomorrow. On behalf of our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, our producer, Gabriella, Voccio, and my good friend and wonderful play-by-play partner, Adam Gotkin, we really appreciate you listening along today. I'm Devon Jarvis saying so long from Bourne Park, and we'll see you tomorrow at McKeon Park.